Chapter 59. It was the night of the 29th day of the 12th lunar month. Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Wan were lying on the Kong bed. Pomegranate was lying next to them. All three of them had their eyes open and were wide awake. Xiaobao, tomorrow is the new year. We are 1 year older. Do you have any thoughts about the new year? Wang Wan couldn't sleep. She looked at the ceiling with the help of the light in the room. Nothing. Let's just celebrate the new year. I'm used to it. Come closer to me. Don't touch the wall. It's burning. Zhong Xiaobao didn't sleep either. He was thinking about other things. At noon, the county yamen in Sanshui County sent news that the last batch of cucumbers had been sold for 150 copper coins per caddy. It was estimated that all of them would be sold in the afternoon. They had made a profit. Tomorrow they would get about 300 taels of silver. They didn't plant the cucumbers in vain. Including the money they invested in the grass curtain, they only got 27 to 28 taels of silver. 10 times the profit. The people in Zhuangzi also sent some cucumbers to other places. It wasn't a small amount. Wang Wan also felt the heat beside her. She moved closer to Zhong Xiaobao and said, I didn't ask you to think about the new year. I asked you to think about Zhuangzi next year. You should at least make a conclusion. Yes, I do. This year is a special year. It's a harmonious year. With the efforts of everyone in Zhuangzi, Zhang family and Wang family have achieved good results in the construction of spiritual and material civilization. Following the tradition of Zhuangzi. To be honest. Wang Wan impatiently interrupted Zhong Xiaobao. She had heard too much and was numb to it. It's really too difficult. Without money, how can we survive next year? I have to think of something. Zhong Xiaobao calculated his own money. There were still some carrots that could be sold for 1,008 taels of silver. The soybean oil was almost sold out in the past few days. The chili sauce just happened to be sold out yesterday. It was all bought out by people who wanted to have a good new year. Generally speaking, it was not a small amount to have 1,600 to 700 taels of silver on hand. Many people would not be able to earn that much in their lifetime. However, this was not enough to satisfy him. Next year, he would need to repair the roads, plan the land, and buy a lot of things. Furthermore, he would need to bribe the officials. He heard that someone would be inspecting the land next year. Then, have you thought of one? Wang Wan helped Zhong Xiaobao remove the wound on his neck. Zhong Xiaobao also moved a little. This was the bad thing about the northwest. In the winter, there was a Kong bed below, and it was hot and scalding. Above, there was a chilly wind, and both sides were suffering. Fortunately, there was a stove in the house, which raised the temperature a little, but he could still feel a gust of wind blowing around him. Tell me, have you thought of a good idea? Wang Wan urged. There is no other way. When everyone is done with their work at the beginning of spring, I plan to set up a market at the small bridge. We have a lot of things in our warehouse. At that time, we will take out some of them every day and put them there for the two people of Zhuangzi to exchange. The things we exchanged can continue to be exchanged. Everything has to be set by the people in our courtyard and exchanged for the same value. Otherwise, we will use other money to make up for it. At that time, there will be people from the nearby Zhuangzi. At that time, you are going to collect taxes? That won't work, right? Wang Wan suddenly interrupted as she listened to Zhong Xiaobao's words. What taxes? As long as the market is set up, we will have the right to set the price. Then, we will be able to get a lot of benefits. We can build a few small warehouses and rent them to store their things. We will provide protection. We can also set up a few small tea stalls or snack bars there. We can earn some money and don't have to worry too much. Zhong Xiaobao's voice gradually weakened. It seemed that he was sleepy. That was enough. Wang Wan seemed to be infected by him. She yawned, tilted her head, and fell asleep while leaning on Xiaobao. The topic was settled. Pomegranate laid there with her clothes on. When she saw that the two young masters had finally fallen asleep, she got up and checked that the stove outside was not smoking. She sprayed some water at the place where it was connected. When she saw that there were no bubbles, she was relieved and turned to leave the room. She went outside to check on the two young masters who were still sitting there reading. She told them to pay more attention to the stove at night. Then, she went back to lie down and slowly fell asleep. Sanshui County, where the county magistrate lived behind the yamen. Cheng Lingxiang hugged the concubine in his arms. He couldn't sleep for a while. He was estimating how much help the cucumbers would get this time. After selling cucumbers for a few days, the news had already spread to the ears of those who wanted to know. However, no one sent anyone to inquire about it. The document that was submitted had also not been replied. It was like a stone sinking into the sea. Master, those cucumbers are so delicious. Don't give them to others. Keep them. The concubine in Cheng Lingxiang's arms still had a rosy face after the passion just now. She stretched out one arm and kept moving it on Cheng Lingxiang's body. Cheng Lingxiang frowned. What do women know? If I don't give them, where can I find a future? If you want to eat them, it's easy. Tomorrow, I will send someone to deliver money to them. Then, I will ask for some cucumbers back. The concubine became honest and no longer asked about this. Master is still the best. You can sell cucumbers that are usually worthless at such a price. Yes, Master is also good at other things. With this praise, Cheng Lingxiang touched the concubine's smooth body and was a little restless. He turned over and the passion appeared again. Early the next morning, the people sent by County Magistrate Cheng set off with the heavy silver. There were a lot of people on the streets today. Everyone wanted to take advantage of the morning to buy some things that had not been prepared at home. There were also people who had not prepared the couplet at home and were anxious to ask someone to write it for them. When Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan woke up, the people at home were all busy, especially the cucumbers in the back. The people in the courtyard picked the cucumbers that were still wet with dew and piled them aside. They were ready to send them to the farmers on Zhuangzi later. It's the new year. It's still lively here. I don't know if I should go back or stay at your house. Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao no longer drank milk. They could eat porridge and pickled vegetables made with tofu. The nutrients their bodies needed were enough. Thinking of the new year, Wang Wan did not know what to do. According to common sense, you should go back, but there are exceptions to common sense. Didn't they say that we can't be separated from each other when we can open our eyes? Once we are separated, we will cry. You can spend the new year at my house. If you can't, we can go back and forth on the eve of the new year. Zhang Xiaobao knew what Wang Wan meant. She wanted to spend the new year with him at the same time. It was as if they had completely abandoned the past. He also thought so. Since they came here, they were destined to work hard together. Okay, it's settled. When will Erniu be sent out? It's also grand on the 15th of the new year here. Wang Wan put a piece of bone marrow into her mouth and nodded in agreement. Not on the 15th, it's too late. Let's do it on the 6th of the new year. It's more tiring now, but it will be better in the future. Find a place and bring back the Mai Fan stone. Let's put it in earlier while the ground is still open and see how the yield is. Zhang Xiaobao decided after finishing the last mouthful of porridge. The new year was naturally different from usual. Jiang Wang clan was busy with work with the housekeeper. They did not have time to come and see their children. Those who still had family in the manor had gone back, so there was obviously less manpower. They were all ordered around in the courtyard. They were so tired that they did not want to leave, but their faces were full of joy. After Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan had eaten, they did not exercise today. They divided the 10 bundles of firecrackers that they had made over the past few days into 5 bundles and asked someone to send them to the Wang family. They also brought pomegranate along with them. Time passed slowly under the anticipation of countless people. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan washed their hands that were covered with noodles in the basin. Even if the dumplings were made in advance, they would go to sleep for a while in order to keep watch at night. They had the willpower, but the children's bodies could not bear it. As the night came, every family lit a fire outside their house. They took out the prepared bamboo poles and threw them into the fire, making a crackling sound. The wealthier families even put in some salt to make the sound louder. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan also prepared a lot of bamboo. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan went to the Wang family first and then came back. Seeing that someone was throwing bamboo into the fire, they also took out the 5 bundles of firecrackers. They would set off 3 bundles tonight, and 1 at noon and 1 at night tomorrow. They still had to do it then. They would set off 5 bundles of firecrackers on the 5th and 15th day of the new year. Jiang Wang clan, Zhang Xiaobao's father, Old Madam and Old Master Zhang also stood in the courtyard to listen to the sound. They hugged the 2 children in their arms and enjoyed this kind of family affection. When Pomegranate lit the firecrackers and covered her ears to avoid them, the whole family was surprised when there was an even louder sound. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan did not tell anyone that they were making firecrackers because they wanted to give everyone a surprise. In the end, not only was there a surprise, but there was also a shock. It was so loud that everyone was stunned. They only reacted when Pomegranate went to light the 2nd bundle of firecrackers. Xiaobao, what is this? It sounds like there is a lot of noise. Make more of it and sell it. Jiang Wang clan was still quite business-minded. When she saw the firecrackers being lit, she thought of business. Mom, this thing is called firecrackers. It is not easy to make, and there may be accidents. If too many people know about it, the recipe will be leaked. There are many businesses that can make money. Let's not do this first. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan did not want to make firecrackers known to everyone now. They thought that the Wang family's reaction would be the same at this time. My son is right. Let's go. It's time to eat dumplings. Jiang Wang clan thought about it and agreed. She did not think about it anymore and went into the house with her family. The dumplings were already in the pot. There was also a hot pot on the table. The younger generation kowtowed to the older generation to wish them a happy new year. After receiving red packets, they began to eat. Seeing the adults eating in full swing, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan could only choose some things that could be bitten, such as duck blood, tofu, and small mutton. After a few bites, the 2 put down their chopsticks at almost the same time and said to each other, "It's been 3 years since the Kaiyuan era. Happy New Year!" Yesterday, they had said that they would update 5 chapters, but they did not. They did not plan to celebrate their birthday, but their friends came over at night. They drank 3 bottles of beer and then half a liter of white wine and a few bottles of beer. They were drunk and wanted to make up for it today. Chapter 60. As expected, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan did not sleep the entire night. Zhang Xiaobao even went with his family to worship their ancestors. On the morning of the first day of the new year, several villagers from Zhuangzi came over to pay their respects to the main family. Last night, everyone was burning firecrackers. They all heard a different sound coming from the main family's courtyard, so they all casually asked around during their New Year greetings. Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao discussed for a while and decided to take out a string of firecrackers for everyone to see. Last night, Pomegranate was the one who lit the firecrackers. Today, she was still the one in charge. Pomegranate finally had a chance to show her face in front of the villagers, so she hurriedly went to get the string of firecrackers. After a while, she came back and hung the string of firecrackers under a tree in the courtyard. She pinched an incense stick and lit the string that was about a foot long. Before anyone else knew what was going on, the crackling sound echoed throughout the entire courtyard. This was incredible. Last night, everyone was also burning bamboo sticks at home. When they heard the sound coming from the main family, it was only consistent and louder. Now that they were standing in front of the firecrackers, they saw one thing after another suddenly fall to the ground and turn into scraps of paper. Their ears were buzzing. Until the string of firecrackers was gone, everyone was still in shock. What exactly were those things? They were so small, but each one was like thunder. The main family was really amazing. Madame Zhang had been frightened once last night. At this time, when she saw the respectful expressions on the faces of the villagers, it was as if these firecrackers were made by him. Hearing the voices of the crowd, and then looking at her son and future daughter-in-law who were facing each other indifferently, she nodded in satisfaction. At this time, Wang Wan's parents came over together. When they heard the sound coming from outside the courtyard, they knew that it was the firecrackers that were sent to their house yesterday. Today, the two of them also came because of this. When they lit the firecrackers yesterday, the whole family was frightened, but then they were happy. With such a big noise, they thought that the evil spirits would not dare to harm them. As soon as they entered the yard, they greeted each other. After a while, Wang Wan's mother held Jiang Wang Clan's hand and said, "Miss Wang Wan, elder sister, last night, when we lit up these firecrackers in my house, the noise was very loud. This morning, when the farmer came to pay his New Year's greetings, he asked about it. After knowing that it was made by Xiao Bao and Cuckoo, he hurried over to take a look." Queen Mother of the West sighed at the magic of the firecrackers and was also a little worried. Yesterday, a person who lit the firecrackers did not know the power of the firecrackers. Even though he was told to avoid the firecrackers when they were delivered, he still stood by the side. When the firecrackers crackled, the person who lit the firecrackers was scared silly and stood there in a daze. A firecracker that was blown out flew to his hand and exploded, causing his hand to swell immediately. Early in the morning, the Wang family's housekeeper saw that this person was not very good at his work. After asking, he quickly told the master. Queen Mother of the West was scared. If one of the firecrackers was so powerful, then they made a bunch of them. If there was a spark, then the two children would be blown to bits. At first, Jiang Wang Clan was smiling as she listened to her future in-laws. But as she listened, she was also scared. She hurriedly pulled her in-laws to the two children. Without saying anything, she carefully looked at them, touched their faces, and pinched their hands, afraid that something was missing. "Mother, what are you doing?" Zhang Xiaobao was puzzled by her pinching, so he looked up and asked. "Xiaobao, tell your mother, can those firecrackers kill people or not? Tell me the truth." Jiang Wang Clan asked anxiously. Zhang Xiaobao nodded and thought for a while before replying, "Yes, it can. Not only can it kill people, but it can also destroy mountains and split the earth. The ones we made don't have that much power, so we just have to be careful." "What do you mean by be careful?" "Yesterday, someone in the Wang family was injured by the firecrackers. What if something went wrong when you were making those 10 firecrackers? In the future, you are not allowed to fight with Cuckoo." When she heard this, Jiang Wang Clan was scared. Her son and daughter-in-law were indeed not ordinary people. Destroying mountains and splitting the earth, wasn't that the work of a god? Both sides lectured the two children, and made them promise not to do such dangerous things in the future. Then, they started to chat about their daily lives. As they were chatting, Queen Mother of the West suddenly said to Jiang Wang Clan, "Sister, these firecrackers make a lot of noise. If someone is holding a wedding or holding a big event, it will be very lively. Why don't we get people to make more of them and sell them? This is another way to make money." "Sister, I don't think we can do this. What if someone learns how to make it and uses it to harm people?" Jiang Wang Clan had thought about this yesterday and was a little worried. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were also listening at the side. When they saw that people would want to make money from it, they sighed and wondered if they should give the recipe away. "Xiaobao, it seems that my mother is anxious to see your family's life getting better and better. What do you think we should do?" Wang Wan couldn't make up her mind. Zhang Xiaobao was also hesitating. He wanted to refuse, but he was afraid that Wang Wan's mother would be unhappy. He wanted to agree, but was also worried that the recipe would be leaked. "Sister, I have a way to prevent the recipe from leaking out. Sister, you can prepare the ingredients here, and I will find people to transport them back. When the time comes, we will make them at the Wang family's zhuangzi. It will be divided into 2 parts, and the person making it won't even know the recipe." Madame Wang was eager to earn money, so she came up with this idea on a whim. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan's eyes lit up. At first, the two of them were thinking about the consequences of leaking the information, so they didn't think about this. Madame Zhang also agreed in her heart. She called Shirlu, who was at the side, to the front and instructed Shirlu to specially prepare the contents of the firecrackers in the future and send them to the Wang family's farmstead. This matter was settled. The Wang family would send people over to learn how to make firecrackers, and Pomegranate would be in charge of the ingredients alone. On the same day, the people from the Wang family came. The process of making firecrackers was simple, but the most important thing was safety. Pomegranate emphasized the various details over and over again, and asked people to follow the requirements without any mistakes. On the morning of the first day of the new year, the Wang family's Zhuangzi went from house to deliver firecrackers to the villagers of the two Zhuangzi. Each one hung 100 firecrackers, unlike Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Wan's. When they gave firecrackers to one house, they told the other house to pay attention to the place, to be careful not to hurt people and to prevent fire. The villagers accepted the firecrackers one by one, and were happy and grateful to their masters. Their thoughts were simple. When they set off firecrackers in their own houses, it would cause a big commotion, and those bad people wouldn't dare to come to their houses. Night came while they were looking forward to it. Usually, there was no need to burn firecrackers on New Year's Day, but the people of the two Zhuangzi still lit the firecrackers. Several households set them off together, one after another. For an hour, the sounds of Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Zhuangzi never stopped. The people of the two Zhuangzi families were happy, but the people of Gujia village were worried. When they heard the sounds from the other side of the river, they were all on tenterhooks. They didn't know what was going on, and it was as if there was heavenly thunder. The children were lying on their beds, covering their heads, and didn't dare to show their faces. On the morning of the 6th day of the new year, when Erniu led two people to leave with the young master's expectations, the people of Zhuangzi couldn't help but come over to pay their New Year's greetings. Although they said they wanted to pay their New Year's greetings, they actually wanted to ask about what happened yesterday. As a result, the villagers of Zhuangzi and Zhong Xiaobao began to talk. They said that the master of Zhuangzi gave them New Year's gifts, and even gave them these firecrackers to set off. They wanted to chase away the dirty things that were hiding in the dark. This made the people of Zhuangzi feel envious and jealous. At the same time, they were scared. If the two Zhuangzi chased away the dirty things, wouldn't that mean that they ran over to their side? No matter what, they had to get some firecrackers to get rid of the bad luck. After asking around, they finally found out that the two Zhuangzi families had set up a grocery store 2 months ago that sold firecrackers. They all rushed over there. When they arrived, they found that the store really did sell firecrackers. This was something that Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Xiaobao had discussed earlier. If they wanted to sell firecrackers, they had to let more people know about it. Therefore, they gave one to each family in Zhuangzi. The people of Zhuangzi asked about the price. 100 firecrackers cost 3 copper coins, 500 firecrackers cost 12 copper coins, and 1,000 firecrackers cost 22 copper coins. They could be bought with cash or exchanged with other things. When the price was set, Wang Wan's mother had a hard time breathing. Pomegranate had said that 100 firecrackers cost less than 1 copper coin. As for the wages of the workers, they were all bought from Zhuangzi. They also had to work on a daily basis. It was already good enough that they could add some oil to the food when they were eating. When the people of Zhuangzi saw the price, they hesitated. They were reluctant to spend 3 copper coins to hear such a loud sound. However, when they thought about how the firecrackers could chase away the dirty things, they felt that it wasn't expensive. Since they could make such a loud noise, they thought that the cost of making the firecrackers wasn't low. Among them, there were 2 people who lived well at home. They gritted their teeth and went home to take a few pickled eggs. They went to the grocery store to exchange for a string of firecrackers and prepared to release them at night. With someone taking the lead, the others also felt that the money was well spent. They went home to take their things. They usually came to the grocery store to exchange for things. They knew that the grocery store accepted everything and the price was fair. It made things more convenient for them. The grocery store was specially prepared for the villagers by the 2 main families. When they compared themselves to the main family in Zhuangzi, they couldn't do anything but sigh. One after another, people from the Gu family in Zhuangzi came to exchange for things. They didn't buy with money. Some exchanged with rice grains, some with bacon, some with some staples that were steamed during the new year, and some with a large cart of rice and wheat stalks. The grocery store didn't refuse anything. The rice and wheat stalks were used as firewood, dung, or sent to the Wang family in Zhuangzi to raise earthworms. As long as the food didn't spoil, the servants in the two main families could eat it. There were also some handicrafts that were collected and shipped out to be sold. The prices in prosperous places were higher. The frequent movements of the Gu family in Zhuangzi attracted the attention of the main family. The head of this generation was the eldest son of the Gu family, named Gu Yingxi. He stood at the door and saw that the villagers were carrying things to the other side of the river. He couldn't help but stop someone and ask, "Wu family's third son, where are you going?" "Master, I'm going to the grocery store over there to exchange for something new. It's a firecracker that can chase away the dirty things. The sound of that firecracker is like thunder. Because I want to make up for what I did yesterday, there will be at least 6 chapters today. I realized something. I'm almost on the first page of the newcomer rankings. I'm currently 13th. If I move forward, I'll be on the first page. The gap isn't big. Everyone, help me recommend me." Chapter 61. Firecrackers. Gu Yingxi was puzzled. "Yes, master. Didn't you hear the noises from the Zhang family and Wang family in Zhuangzi last night? It's the sound of firecrackers. Once they make a sound, those dirty things won't dare to stay there. Won't they all come to our side? I want to change some too." The Wu family's third son was in a hurry to leave, but he did not dare to offend the master. He could only speak as fast as he could. Gu Yingxi nodded. "They sell firecrackers in the grocery store?" "Yes, there are quite a few. There are 100, 500, and 1,000. They sell firecrackers as many as 1 string." The Wu family's third son continued to answer. Gu Yingxi did not say anything this time. He waved his hand and let the Wu family's third son leave. He stood there and stared at the river, lost in thought. The Zhang family and Wang family's Zhuangzi used to be about the same as his Gu family village. The Zhangjia Zhuangzi was slightly better. After all, they collected enough food for 100 people and did not need to hand it over. But in recent months, something had happened to them. There were flocks of chickens and ducks in Zhuangzi. During the autumn harvest, they even came over to help him eat the grasshoppers. Later on, chili sauce was produced. He also asked someone to buy some from the grocery store. It was really good. Later on, he brought back so many carrots. It was said that the price of carrots was now 20 copper coins per caddy. There was still demand but no market. Then, vegetable oil was produced. It was cheaper than meat oil. It was really good. With all these transactions, his life became much better. He looked at the villagers in Zhuangzi and looked at the villagers in Zhuangzi. There was no comparison at all. When the villagers in his village mentioned the Zhang family and Wang family village, they were all envious. He also wanted to make Zhuangzi better, but he did not have the ability. Look at the 2 masters. They built things called Kong beds for the villagers. It was warm to sleep on them. They also helped to repair the houses and gave gifts during the new year. He also wanted to, but he did not have the money. There were a few Kong beds in the courtyard. It was really comfortable to sleep on. As Gu Yingxi thought about this, he felt a sense of helplessness. When he saw people walking towards the grocery store, he felt even more uncomfortable. He was a farmer in Zhuangzi, yet he had to buy the things he needed from someone else's grocery store. In the past, everyone was more or less the same, so it didn't seem like much. But now, the 2 Zhuangzi over there were very good to the other Zhuangzi. Now that there was a comparison, the Zhuangzi on his side felt uneasy. No, if this continued, the Zhuangzi would be finished. He had to think of a solution. Gu Yingxi felt a sense of urgency. He turned around and returned to the courtyard. He was going to find someone to discuss this matter. He was also preparing to come up with a new business. When the time came, he would treat the villager better. The villagers of Gujia village did not know that the main family wanted them to have a better life, so they were thinking of a way. Now, they were all holding things and lining up in front of the grocery store, waiting to exchange for firecrackers. Among them, there were some who were quick-witted. They looked at the price and found that the more firecrackers they bought, the cheaper it would be. The one with 1,000 heads only cost 22 copper coins. If it was the one with 100 heads, it would cost 30 copper coins. That was 8 copper coins less. The man thought of something and nudged the person beside him. Wu family's Xiao San, which one do you want? Go, why do you want to buy it too? I want to buy the one with 100 heads. The Wu family's Xiao San was still complaining in his heart that he was stopped by the master of the main family just now. When he arrived at the grocery store, he would need to line up for a period of time. From time to time, there would be people from the Zhang family and Wang family entering the store. They did not need to line up. After all, this grocery store was specially opened for them. Just as he was lamenting, he heard a reply from the person beside him. Yes, I also want to buy the one with 100 heads. Why don't we ask the people next to us? If there are 10 people who want to buy the one with 100 heads, we can buy the one with 1,000 heads together. It will be cheaper. When the time comes, we can split up and buy the one with 100 heads each. The man called Go and the Wu family's Xiao San discussed. When the Wu family's Xiao San heard this, he also felt that it was a good deal. He nodded and began to ask the people around him. In the end, after a few words, the people around him understood. The dozens of people formed groups of 10 and handed the items to the person in front of them. After that, they would divide the goods among themselves. In this way, not only was it cheaper, the lines were also shorter, and the speed was several times faster. At this time, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were also strolling around accompanied by Pomegranate and a manservant. They just happened to come to the grocery store. Seeing the scene in front of them, the two of them looked at each other in surprise. These people were smart and knew how to get the biggest profit. Huzi, go and ask what's going on over there. Why do they want to buy the firecrackers like this? Zhang Xiaobao turned his head and ordered the manservant. Huzi immediately went over. After a while, he understood the situation and came back to report. Little young master, there is a man called Go over there. It was his idea. In this way, there will be fewer people in the line, and they can save some money. Each family can save about 1 copper coin. Now, they can buy 1 egg. When the chickens lay eggs, they can save 2 eggs. Little young master, do you want to raise the price of the 501,000 firecrackers? Good, he's a talent. There's no need to raise the price. Just sell it like this. Our firecrackers are mainly sold not to the people of Gujia village, but to some big buyers. You go and call Go for me. Zhang Xiaobao was happy. Although it was just a simple idea, if it was him and Wang Wan, they could think of it immediately. So many villagers did not think of it, but the man called Go thought of it. It had to be said that it was a little special. Go had just bought the firecrackers and was dividing them. There were also things from each family. The value was different, so they had to be properly exchanged. After dividing the firecrackers to 2 families, Huzi came over and said to Go, right? My little young master wants you to come over. Who is your little young master? I'm busy. If there's something, let him come over. Go was patiently counting the number of firecrackers. When he heard the voice, he did not raise his head and said unhappily. The people next to him raised their heads and saw that they all knew this person. He was one of the people in Zhongjia Zhuangzi's courtyard. They pondered over his words and looked in another direction. Sure enough, Zhongjia Zhuangzi's little young master and Wang family's Zhuangzi's little young lady were there. Someone next to him quickly touched Go and said to him, Go, hurry up. The Zhang family's little young master wants you. Hurry up, don't let him wait. Everyone in Guzhuang knew that the Zhang family and the Wang family had an arranged marriage. This was not a big deal. After all, Zhongjia Zhuangzi was powerful and could not control the people in Guzhuang. However, they all heard that the benefits given to the Zhuangzi were all from these 2 children. Just by hearing the name of the grocery store, they knew that it was the Baowan grocery store. They also often heard from the 2 Zhuangzi's little young master and little young lady's good deeds. When they met people outside, they would greet them politely and kindly. This made them respect them, so they urged Si Go. When Si Go heard that it was the little young master of the Zhang family, he immediately stood up and smiled apologetically at Huzi. Without saying anything, he walked towards Zhang Xiaobao. Before he could get close, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan came forward holding hands. As soon as they met, before Si Go could speak, Zhang Xiaobao spoke first. "You're still busy over there, so I'll send someone over to disturb you. Please forgive me if I've offended you." As he spoke, he cupped his hands and bowed to the 4 dogs. Wang Wan also followed suit and bowed. Si Go, who was flattered, felt that his nose was sore. He blinked his eyes hard and felt better. He quickly wanted to kneel down, but was supported by Huzi. The corner of Si Go's mouth moved. He didn't know what to say. When had he ever been treated like this? Moreover, the 2 in front of him were 2 little ancestors on Zhuangzi. No wonder when Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family's farmers mentioned these 2 people, they were so respectful. Hearing these words and seeing them bow, Si Go actually felt warm on this cold winter day. Many people in Guzhuang were also watching. When they saw the 2 children acting like this, they all sighed in their hearts. Look at them, they were so sensible at such a young age. This was what Zhang Xiaobao's parents taught him. Then they looked at the little young master on Zhuangzi. He was already 6 years old this year, but when he met the farmers, he acted like he was superior and ordered them around as if they were animals. While the people in Guzhuang were sighing, Zhang Xiaobao spoke again. "Si, do you have a name?" In reply to the little young master, "This lowly Si Go has a lowly life. How could I have a name? I didn't know what my surname was since I was young." The person in charge of household registration gave this lowly one the surname Su. "The little young master will call this lowly one Si Go. A lowly name is easy to raise." Si Go finally recovered a little. When he spoke, his voice was still a little shaky like Wei Wei. "Oh, then I'll call you Su Si. What kind of contract did you sign in Gujia village?" Zhang Xiaobao asked. There were 2 types of contracts, and each type had 2 types of contracts. They were divided into 2 types, the adult contract and the land contract. The 2 types were the life contract and the death contract. The life contract allowed the owner to leave when the time came, but before the time came, they had to compensate the owner. The death contract lasted for a lifetime, and it was very rare for the owner to leave. In reply to the little young master, this lowly one signed a life contract to rent land for 5 years. "Today is the last year, so I have to sign a new one," Si Go replied. His attitude became more and more respectful. When he called him Su Si, he had the urge to cry. "If you leave now, how much do you have to compensate? I need someone to do things for me, so I want to ask you to come over and help." Zhang Xiaobao began to rope him in. Really? Little young master, you really want this lowly one to do things for you? If I leave now, this lowly one will have to compensate 1 tael of silver, or 160 kilograms of grain. When Si Go heard that the little young master of the Zhang family wanted him to go over, he was so excited that his whole body trembled. He quickly told him the amount of money he had to compensate. This amount of money was too much for him, and he couldn't afford it. "Huzi, go to the grocery store and see if there's any cash. Take 2 taels of silver and give it to Su Si. Tell him to return the contract. As for the rest of the money, Su Si, you can spend it on whatever you want. When you're done, come to Zhuangzi to find me." Zhang Xiaobao instructed Huzi and Su Si. He didn't want to stay here any longer, so he turned around and left with Wang Wan. After Huzi took the money, he handed it to Si Go and left as well. Si Go was left standing there, holding the money without saying anything. Other people in Guzhuang who heard about this matter looked at him with envy. Chapter 62. It was spring, and the streets were bustling with activity. It was winter, and people were busy coming and going in a hurry. It was noisy in the middle of the day. On the 10th day of the first lunar month, Sanshui County was bustling with activity. County Magistrate Chang Lingxiang licked the corner of his mouth. He had accidentally smeared the cucumber with chili sauce when he was eating earlier. He savored the fragrance of the chili sauce for a moment before he brought along 2 yeoman runners and strolled leisurely on the streets. In order to be close to the people and not disturb them, he did not wear his official uniform. He wore casual clothes and stood in front of the stalls for a while with his not too big belly. He did not mention his identity to show that he was a good official. He thought that if something happened, he could solve it in time. 2 fully armed yeoman runners followed him and called him County Magistrate. Cheng Lingxiang walked very slowly and was immersed in the spontaneous greetings of the people. He always had a smile on his face, but in his heart, he was thinking that the expert's idea was really good. With a good reputation, he could show his face in the county as much as possible and let everyone know which county magistrate did not care about his rest and sent grain and oil to the poor families. 1,000 dawn of food was not a small amount. Half a dawn of food was enough for one family to eat for a month. 2,000 families had received the food, but he did not leave a single grain. It was the same for the oil. When he first sent it, each family was deeply grateful, which made him feel very comfortable. It was all thanks to Zhongjia Zhuangzi. Otherwise, how could he have such a good reputation? He heard from his subordinates that many people were praising the county magistrate. If this continued, it would not be difficult for him to be promoted. County Magistrate Cheng thought as he walked. From time to time, he would return the greetings of the people. His image of being close to the people increased greatly. As he walked, he came to the busiest street in the county. There were many shops on both sides and pedestrians on the street. Bustling, this is what I am looking forward to. County Magistrate Cheng sighed. The 2 yeoman runners behind him immediately came up to flatter him. The 3 of them complimented each other. While they were walking, there was a sudden deafening crackling sound in front of them, which startled County Magistrate Cheng and the people on the street. Once the sound started, it seemed to go on and on, making people's ears ring non-stop. Let's go. Follow me to the front to see who is causing such a commotion. County Magistrate Cheng was really bold. He didn't go back to the yamen to ask for help when he heard the sound. Instead, he walked quickly with 2 yamen runners. When they arrived at their destination, the noise had not yet stopped. There were already many people who had stopped to watch. Some people were still shouting something, trying to compete with the continuous noise. Where is this? Tell me. County Magistrate Cheng pointed to a 3-story building in front of him and asked the 2 yamen runners beside him. Sir, what did you say? The yamen runner didn't hear him clearly. I'm asking you, what is this place? County Magistrate Cheng shouted. It should be the opening of a restaurant. Yesterday, I heard that someone bought a piece of land and is going to open a restaurant called Thousand Taste Town's Water Residence. The yeoman runner heard clearly this time and replied loudly. What's going on? I don't know. Sir, I saw young Master Song standing there as well. I'll bring him here. The yeoman runner didn't know either. He shouted and saw Song Jingong standing at the entrance. He hurriedly ran over and pulled Song Jingong to the side of the county magistrate. At this time, the noise finally stopped. Although it was gone, it caused quite a stir. Many people were talking about what made the noise. It was so loud that it was really shocking. Zijin is also here. Is this restaurant opened by Zijin? County Magistrate Cheng's ears were still ringing, so he still shouted when he spoke. Sir, this restaurant is not opened by a student. It's owned by someone from elsewhere. You can tell from the name that it's Thousand Taste Town's Water Residence. They want to suppress the Byway Pavilion and the Waterview Tower. Song Jingong also pressed his ears. He was close to that place just now, so his ears were still ringing. Oh, Zijin, do you know what that noise was? County Magistrate Cheng saw that someone was opening a restaurant and nothing had happened. He didn't want to find trouble with them. Instead, he was interested in the noise. Song Jingong nodded and said, Yes, that's firecrackers. A student gave them 100,000 times to open a restaurant. What's a firecracker? County Magistrate Cheng felt that the surroundings were noisy now. He pulled Song Jingong to a place where there were fewer people and asked. His voice was not as loud as before. Zhongjia Zhuangzi made something for some festive occasion. It's lively and can help to spread a little. Song Jingong was also more comfortable than before. The ringing in his ears was not as loud as before. Oh, Zhongjia Zhuangzi again? Zijin, this 100,000 times firecracker was given by you. How much did it cost? Originally, County Magistrate Cheng was curious. When he heard that it was Zhongjia Zhuangzi, he first thought of a person. With that person, everything was reasonable. He was a little surprised by that person's generosity. So many firecrackers. How much did it cost? Sir, it's not much. It's only 2 taels of silver. This thing is cheap. It's a good deal to spend 2 taels of silver on opening a restaurant. This time, a student gave it to you for free. This way, others will know about it and it will be easier to buy it. Song Jingong explained. This was the idea of Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Wan. If they sold it directly, others might not buy it. First, they would give out some of it. When the effect was seen, others would buy it. The selling price was 2 taels of silver. The cost was not much. After explaining this, Song Jingong saw County Magistrate Cheng nodding in agreement. He continued, also, this thing can ward off evil spirits. It's like the firecrackers used during the New Year. This year, Zhongjia Zhuangzi used this. Oh, there's such a use? That's right, firecrackers. These things are even louder than firecrackers and can ward off evil spirits. Indeed, it can ward off evil spirits. There are auspicious signs in the front and evil spirits in the back. That person is really amazing. Since that's the case, Zijin, sell some to the yamen as well. County Magistrate Cheng thought that this way, it would be more lively. 200,000 times, 5 taels of silver would be enough. It was worth it to make such a big noise. Sir, you don't have to pay for it. Zhuangzi has asked many people to work on it. They will send it to you the day after tomorrow. Song Jingong did not need to ask the little child about this kind of thing. He knew what to do. A few taels of silver from the yamen were not worth it. It was good to use this thing as a gift. County Magistrate Cheng thought for a while and did not continue to rush to pay. The farmstead had given them a lot of things, so they did not lack this little bit of money. Just 1,000 dan of grain alone cost more than 100 taels of silver. The farmstead was really generous in doing things. With the firecrackers, County Magistrate Cheng was in a better mood. He did not continue to shop. After a few words with Song Jingong, he went back with 2 yamen runners. He wanted to arrange how to spend the New Year's Eve. This year, it was not just a matter of a lantern. County Magistrate Cheng returned to the yamen in a good mood. He thought that there was nothing to do. Unexpectedly, as soon as he entered, the Deputy County Magistrate, Zhang Mingxing, hurried to find him. Sir, we sent an urgent document saying that we have reported the auspicious signs. In order to find out whether it is true or not, we will send an army officer to Sanshui County on the first day of the Lunar New Year. Today is already the 10th day of the Lunar New Year and they just sent someone here. It will be 5 days later. The cucumbers are all gone and they remember the auspicious signs. Come, just in time. In 2 days, Song Jingong will come to the yamen to send the firecrackers. I will tell him and let him handle it. The cucumbers should have grown a lot. Eat as much as you can and when they come, they will be gone. After hearing what the Deputy County Magistrate said, County Magistrate Cheng took the document and read it again. He was a little dissatisfied with the people above. At this time, they thought of using the urgent document. What did they do earlier? He did not know whether the cucumbers sent to them were eaten by them or given to others. Sir, do you have to kill those cucumbers? Can you transfer some of them away? It is just the beginning of spring and there is still a long time before there are any cucumbers. The Deputy County Magistrate, Zhang Mingxing, was a little reluctant. He had an old mother at home and her body was not very good. She liked to eat light food. He gave all the cucumbers he got to his mother. Seeing that his mother could eat more rice, he was happy. If the cucumbers were suddenly gone, what would his mother eat? If there was no other way, he could ask Song Jinggong for some carrots. Those things were good to eat. County Magistrate Cheng also thought so, but he had no other choice. He could not sell the Zhang family's farmstead. With Zhang Wuji's ability, he might be able to produce better things in the future. Besides, with the help of the two masters, he might have to ask Zhang Wuji for help. At this time, when he heard what the deputy county magistrate said, he had an idea. He felt that it was possible. When people came, he would get some fresh cucumbers for them to see. When they went to see the cucumbers, he would move some of them away. Some of them should be able to survive and he could eat them by then. Thinking of this, he did not wait for Song Jinggong to come. He asked someone to go to Zhongjia Zhuangzi to report. In order to make people believe, he even asked someone to bring the documents that were passed down from the higher-ups and told them his idea. The person who went to Zhongjia Zhuangzi was the yamen runner who went there before. When he heard that he was going to Zhongjia Zhuangzi, he immediately became happy. The last time he went there, they treated him well. When he came back, he even got some money. This time, he had another chance. Without any delay, he rode a horse and rushed there. The speed of the horse was very fast. Usually, it would take half a day to get there, but on a fast horse, he arrived at the destination in less than 4 hours. People who did not know saw such a fast horse and thought that it was an urgent report from 600 miles away. When the bailiffs arrived at the manor, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were studying with their father. The two of them really admired their father. When it came to learning, he would take out a sentence and within it, there would be a story. Within the story, there would be a sentence, and within the sentence, there would be a story. This was because of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. If it were other children, they would have been scared to tears by so many things. Father Zhang was very satisfied. If he could teach students so easily, then he would have become a teacher long ago. These two children only needed to be taught once. After a few days, they would ask a few questions. When he told them, then they would know what to teach. Chapter 63. Just as Father Zhang was talking happily, a bailiff rushed in with a head full of sweat. It was really hard for him in this warm weather. As soon as he entered the door, he handed over the document and described it according to the county magistrate's instructions. The bailiff was sent away. Father Zhang looked at the document and thought that the two children did not understand, so he explained it to them. The class could only be stopped. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan returned to their room to think about how to deal with it. Xiaobao, the county magistrate, said that we should move some of the cucumbers away. What do you think? Wang Wan thought about the consequences of moving the cucumbers away. It seemed that the cucumbers that were moved away were not easy to live. I agree. Move them away. Move the cucumbers away from one of the houses and move them to someone else's cucumber field in summer. Do it today. Don't pick the cucumbers and just leave them there. Zhang Xiaobao agreed. They will be frozen to death. Yes, let the cucumbers freeze to death. That is an auspicious sign. We can continue to eat the rest. We can still eat them for a long time. Zhang Xiaobao winked at Wang Wan and said, Smart. People who can be liars are indeed different. If we want to let people see the house, we need to tear it down. The project is too big. If we move the cucumbers away, we will lose a lot of money. Now is the time when we are short of money. Wang Wan understood and reached out to pinch Zhang Xiaobao's face and praised him. Zhang Xiaobao did not move at all. His face was expressionless as he was pinched. After a while, he opened his mouth and said, Tell all the villagers at the farmstead not to spread the news. For example, if anyone tries to goad them into action, threaten them, or tempt them into action. You'll be in charge of this. Okay, but that day, the child in Guzhuang was there. What should we do? Wang Wan was indeed familiar with these things. Suddenly, she thought of the people in Guzhuang that day. Zhang Xiaobao also slapped his forehead regretfully. He had made a mistake. He had not thought of so many things. That child would definitely tell others when he went back, and the adults in the family would know. What if the people who came to investigate had nothing better to do and went to ask Gu Zhuang's people? This was all very possible. What should we do? Wang Wan couldn't think of a solution. Yeah, what can we do? How should they deal with it? Bribe Gu Zhuang? It's not easy. Well, the cucumber seedlings have been brought to the county yamen by the county magistrate in advance and are being planted there. Let's do it. Zhang Xiaobao's small hand kept bouncing on his leg. This was a habit of his. He would do this whenever he encountered a difficult problem. In the end, he finally came up with a solution. Wang Wan also nodded in agreement. By the county magistrate? Okay, I understand. Then let's do it this way. Move the whole house over there and get 2 more carriages. Now that the snow has started to melt in some places, let the county magistrate find a good piece of land and pick the cucumbers. Pay attention to keeping them warm. When the people above come, it will be even better if the cucumbers are still alive. Everything has nothing to do with Zhuangzi. If someone really comes to Zhuangzi to look, I will burn it all. This method can't be leaked out no matter what, unless it can be exchanged for benefits that will tempt us. This method can't be used to plant cucumbers. The 2 of them made a decision. They asked someone to find the yamen runner and told him not to treat him to a meal today. They gave him 2 taels of silver and told him to go back and tell the county magistrate immediately and let the county magistrate arrange everything. The yamen runner also knew that this matter was not easy to handle. He took the money, drank a bellyful of water, rode the horse that had not fully recovered, and hurried back. After the yamen runner left, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan also began to get busy. This kind of thing could not be estimated, especially when Zhang Xiaobao did not have any understanding of the people from Zhuangzhou. Bundles of firewood were piled up at the back of the house. As long as there was any bad news, these firewood would be lit. Some people had already put some wood on the wall, and when the time came, the wall would be pushed down. By the time everything was ready, it was already dark. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan both sighed in relief. They lay on the Kong bed and did not read anymore. They went to bed early. At the yamen in Sanshui County, County Magistrate Cheng also learned of the situation. After thinking about it, he finally circled a piece of land by the river. First, he had people remove the snow, then dig up the soil below and use a torch to melt the frozen soil at the bottom. The excavated soil was treated slightly and then filled back in. Everything was done. The next day, all the farmers at the Zhang family's farmstead began to work. They carefully dug out the cucumber vines from the soil. There was soil at the bottom, and the shelves at the top were set up again. They placed them on the carts and covered the carts with cloth. Carts after carts began to be transported to the county. The things on the cart were precious, so the speed of the cart was very slow. In the end, they did not arrive at their destination for an entire day. When night fell, they had to look around to see if there was anyone around and light some fires to keep the cucumbers on the cart warm. During this operation, Song Jinggong and the Wang family's housekeeper were personally in charge. The 2 of them did not dare to sleep and could only sit by the fire to keep watch. Housekeeper Wang, are you thirsty? Eat a cucumber. Song Jinggong plucked 2 large cucumbers from one of the carts. Without washing them, he rubbed them with his hands to remove the thorns. He opened his mouth and took a bite, chewing noisily. Housekeeper Wang took the cucumbers and looked worriedly at the cart that Song Jinggong had just opened. He thought for a moment and asked, "Young Master Song, will the cold wind enter the cart? Who cares if it will or not? In fact, when these things are transported there, don't expect to be transported back. It's just to deal with some people. As long as there are a few alive, it's fine." Song Jinggong said indifferently as he chewed on the cucumber. If one did not listen carefully, they would not be able to hear him clearly. Housekeeper Wang thought for a moment and nodded. Young Master Song is right. We won't be able to take them back. That's good. Each driver will get one. The cart that Song Jinggong had just opened was opened again. The driver used the fastest speed to find the bigger cucumbers, plucked them, and distributed them one by one. These people sat around the fire, eating and chatting. When the horses were almost rested, they put them on again and drove the carts forward. They arrived at their destination in the middle of the night. Song Jinggong and housekeeper Wang thought that they would have to stay outside for the night and wait until the next morning. However, as soon as the carts arrived, people from the yamen came to pick them up. They lit up the torches and headed directly to the circled land by the river. There were already people waiting there. County Magistrate Cheng also came in person. He had not seen the cucumber seedlings. These days, he had eaten a lot of cucumbers. When he saw the carts coming, he ordered people to guard the surrounding area and not allow anyone to come close. As the cloth on the carts was rolled up, the cucumber seedlings appeared in front of them. Eating cucumbers and seeing the seedlings with cucumbers were two different things. When they saw so many seedlings with cucumbers hanging on them, except for the people who sent them here, the others, including County Magistrate Cheng, were all surprised. They are indeed extraordinary. They make people feel comfortable just by looking at them. I can't wait to pluck one and taste it myself. County Magistrate Cheng sighed. The yamen runners and Deputy County Magistrate nodded their heads, especially the Deputy County Magistrate. He had already decided that he would bring his mother here to have a look tomorrow morning. The vigorous vitality in the snow was really shocking. Following the County Magistrate's order, the yamen runners began to put the seedlings into the pit that had been dug. They poured a little water that was not so cold from the house on top of the seedlings. Then, they used the cloth from the carts to wrap the seedlings in a circle to cover the top of the seedlings. After doing all this, they lit a circle of fire outside the cloth and arranged a guard every 5 steps. They could not let the fire burn the cloth. "Sir, we have finished here. It is very cold at night. You'd better go back and rest." The Deputy County Magistrate found 2 thick clothes and wrapped himself up. He decided to stay here and persuade County Magistrate Cheng to go back. Cheng Lingxiong nodded his head and prepared to leave. After a few steps, he came back. "Forget it. I can't sleep even if I go back. I will ask someone to get some food and drink. I will stay here and wait." Cheng Lingxiong was really worried. It was only the 11th day of the month and there were still 4 days left. The most worrying thing was the first night. If they could survive, then everything would be fine. They could do the same thing tomorrow. If they could not survive, then it would be troublesome when the higher-ups came. Song Jinggong and the rest did not care. They each found a place to rest. They had been on the road for a long time and were tired. The next day, when the dazzling but not warm sun rose, County Magistrate Chang rubbed his red eyes and peeked inside through a gap in the cloth. After a few glances, he still couldn't figure out whether it was successful or not. He had no choice but to call for someone who knew farming. This person had a rough idea with just one glance. "My lord, I estimate that 30% of the seedlings will die in about 3 days. It's hard to say what will happen to the rest. I estimate that 20% of them will be able to survive for 10 days. After careful consideration, this person said to County Magistrate Cheng, Good, that's good. 30% of the seedlings will die. When the time comes, pick all the cucumbers on the seedlings. Keep the big ones for cooking and pickle the small ones." Cheng Lingxiong was completely relieved when he heard that there were seedlings that could survive for a long time. He narrowed his eyes and asked someone to send the seedlings back to the residence behind the government office. The rest of the matters were left to the Deputy County Magistrate. The Deputy County Magistrate Zhang Mingxing saw that he was the most senior official here. He was relieved and took a nap for a while. When the sun was higher, he asked someone to fetch his mother. After a while, Mother Zhang came. The old lady was not old. She was not in her 60s and was not in good health. She was helped down from the carriage by the Deputy County Magistrate Zhang Mingxing. She looked around and asked, "My son, why did you ask me to come here? Did you get into trouble?" "Don't worry. I am here. I will help you. If it doesn't work, I will go and beg your uncle." From these 2 sentences, Song Jinggong, who had already come over, knew that this old lady was from a scholarly family. Thinking that he did not have any relatives, he could not help but sigh. If his mother was here, she would definitely protect him like this. Mother, I didn't get into trouble. It is a good thing. Mother, come with me. I will show you something good. The deputy county magistrate helped his mother to the place covered by the cloth. He gently opened a gap and let his mother look inside. Cucumbers, so many cucumbers. My son, is this true? Who is so capable to grow cucumbers in this season? It is the blessing of our Tang Empire. Mother Zhang looked inside, and her originally cloudy eyes immediately brightened up a lot. She said excitedly, Chapter 64. Mother, this is not made by a powerful person. It is an auspicious sign. There is a family who planted cucumbers in summer, and in winter, they bear cucumbers. The county magistrate has already reported it. On the 15th, someone will come down to check. Mother, which cucumbers do you think are good? Pick them and eat them. Deputy County Magistrate Zhang Mingsheng was afraid that his mother would expose this matter. If that was the case, he would not be able to eat cucumbers in the future. Other benefits would also be lost. Wouldn't the people of Zhongjia Zhuangzi hate him to death? Mother Zhang was stunned. She looked at the cucumbers carefully and then turned to look at her son. She reached out her hand and touched her son's head. She said, Oh, I was wondering why there are so many cucumbers. So it is an auspicious sign. My son, don't worry. I understand. I understand. This is an auspicious sign. It is not easy for the people to live. In the future, you must remember not to do things that cut off people's livelihood. When the auspicious signs in Sanshui are almost there, other places in Tang will also have auspicious signs. Song Jinggong was frightened when he heard this. This old lady was not simple. She actually understood everything from the deputy county magistrate's simple words. Fortunately, the old lady was a good person. She knew to help him hide the truth. He was relieved. The deputy county magistrate also knew that he could not lie to his mother. He helped his mother into the house and said while walking, Mother is right. I will remember Mother's teachings. I will never do things that harm people's money. Moreover, my mother likes to eat cucumbers. Mother Zhang laughed. You know how to make your mother happy. Pick a few more cucumbers and bring them back. I will dip them in the chili sauce and eat less. I am not afraid of spiciness. Mother Zhang really walked in. It seemed that she also understood that as long as the people who came down to check saw the cucumbers alive, it would be the biggest success. As for the future, these cucumbers would be useless. She would eat a lot of cucumbers herself. Seeing the two of them go in, Song Jinggong's task was completed. He had to go back early. He did not know what things were going to be busy over there, especially the firecrackers. It seemed that he was going to be sold again. He was also a high scholar. It was fine if he was an advisor, but he still had to do business outside. Song Jinggong and Steward Wang led the caravan back. Some of the carriages were borrowed, but they didn't lend the people. The drivers were all farmers from the Zhang and Wang family who knew how to drive the carriages. In a small courtyard belonging to Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan in Zhongjia Zhuangzi, the two of them were practicing military boxing. Every move they made looked pretty good, but there wasn't much strength behind them. In less than an hour, the two of them were sweating profusely. He was afraid that he would catch a cold from the cold wind outside, so he stopped there for the time being. He returned to the house to change his clothes and wipe his sweat. It was time for snacks again. He ate fried carrots as chips and cucumbers as fruit. There was also a bowl of egg soup beside him. The two of them put the food into their mouths and slowly chewed. They tried their best to chew the food into small pieces so that their bodies could absorb it. Now, the two of them basically ate 7 or 8 times a day to replenish their energy. Compared to children of the same age, the two of them were obviously taller and stronger. This was the result of training and eating. Erniu has been out for a few days. I don't know if he can find the wheat rice stone. It will be spring plowing in a few days. The wheat has been planted long ago and will be coming out soon. Do you think we will have a drought this year? We have to prepare in advance. I've asked around. There are already tankers. A few of them are enough to supply water for 2 zhuangzi. Wang Wan ate 2 carrots and drank a mouthful of soup. She leaned back on the chair she had made and lay down comfortably as she asked casually. It's not hard to find. I've already told him what it looks like. When the time comes, he can ask someone to draw it and spend some money. Many people will help him find it. I don't remember there being a drought this year. In Shandong, there seems to be no rain this year. It's still the same in spring and summer. The current Prime Minister seems to be surnamed Yao. He was a very powerful person, but he was demoted. He handled the drought very well, and the locust plague was the same. If we go, it's just to find some benefits for ourselves. If they can't do it, I'll give the method of planting cucumbers to the imperial court. Zhang Xiaobao was still eating cucumbers. In this short while, he had eaten 2 of them. He only stopped to drink the soup when he felt that his mouth was dry. He was making judgments and choices. Wang Wan didn't say anything, tacitly agreeing with Zhang Xiaobao's decision. If it were her, she also didn't have a better idea. In fact, she also knew that with Zhang Xiaobao's brain, it wouldn't be a problem if he wanted to get more land. However, he didn't want to give up the 100 households' food. This was not only a matter of money, but also a matter of status. She and Zhang Xiaobao didn't care about this status, but the old master couldn't. There was also the old master. Once he lost this status, the old master's health was very likely to be affected. This was something that Zhang Xiaobao definitely didn't want to see happen. Zhang Xiaobao drank the last mouthful of soup, patted his stomach, and also closed his eyes for a while. When he felt that it was about time, he opened his eyes and said, "It's time to arrange a job for Su Si. Let's see how capable he is first, then we'll assign him a position according to his performance." There's also a new person you found. If you didn't mention it, I would have forgotten. These 2 days, he has been recuperating on zhuangzi. He should be a little fatter, but he was a little too thin. He didn't give the impression that he was a reliable person. What are you going to arrange for him? There doesn't seem to be much to do on zhuangzi. Wang Wan also opened her eyes. If Zhang Xiaobao didn't mention it, she would have almost forgotten about Su Si. Yes, I will hand over the matters of the market to him, especially the pricing. This position is very important. If he does well, I plan to set up a business group next year and let him be in charge of it. We will be able to remove ourselves from this position. In the future, I will take the imperial examinations. In this world, it's not good to be weak, especially when it comes to power. What do you plan to do in the future? Tell me, and I will give you some advice. I usually don't do this kind of thing for others. Zhang Xiaobao didn't forget to tease Wang Wan. I will also be an official. When the time comes, let's see who gets promoted faster. There are female officials here, right? Wang Wan didn't care about Zhang Xiaobao's teasing and said proudly. Zhang Xiaobao was stunned when he heard this. Forget it. What kind of work do female officials do? You are not suitable. Now is not the same as before. There are no longer women in power. Li Longji even got rid of his aunt. You still want to stand out? How about this? I will hand over the matters of the family to you. You just have to take care of the family. I don't want to stay at home all day. I want to have my own career. Wang Wan obviously didn't agree. Do you think that it is so easy to take care of the family? In the future, there will be more and more people in my family. You will have to understand all the relationships and interests. Don't you want to train people? When the time comes, there will be more people for you to train. Let's not talk about this for now. It is still too early to talk about it. Let's go and meet Su Si. Zhang Xiaobao saw that he couldn't persuade Wang Wan, so he gave up. He got off the chair and waited for Wang Wan to get off the chair. Then, they walked out together. These 2 days, Su Si had been doing well. He ate as much as he could every day. This was what Zhang Xiaobao had told him. He was too thin and needed to eat more. This way, he would be able to do more things in the future. He didn't want to tire himself out during crucial times. Su Si didn't object and really ate as much as he could. He slept for at least 10 hours every day. He wanted to make himself fatter. After a few days, there were some results. His face had obviously become rounder. Today, he woke up very late. Just as he finished eating and didn't have time to think about what to do, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan came together. "Little Gongzi, are you going to find something for me to do?" Su Si became excited when he saw the little Gongzi. He had been waiting for him to arrange something for him to do. He also felt uncomfortable if he was always like this. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan looked at each other. Wang Wan said, "Yes, you have something to do. Can you read?" Replying to Miss, "I can't read." Su Si couldn't do anything about this. He felt that the little Gongzi and Wang Wan needed someone who could read, but he couldn't lie. It's okay if you can't read. You can slowly learn in the future. You should know what the farmers around here need, right? Wang Wan was a little disappointed, but she still encouraged him. Su Si nodded vigorously this time. "I know, of course I know. Don't tell me you want me to guard that grocery store? I will definitely guard it well." "Why guard that grocery store? That small place isn't suitable for you. After the 15th, you will set up a market on this side of the bridge. You need to buy the things that the farmers need now. You will go outside and negotiate the price. In the future, you will be responsible for setting the price for all the goods that the farmers bring. You can also keep the things that you can't exchange here. When the time comes, you can sell them to the other bigger cities. From now on, you will do everything by yourself. Tell Shirlu what kind of things you want to buy and how much you want. Take the money from her and go buy them. The others won't care." Zhang Xiaobao also spoke at this time. Su Si almost fainted when he heard this. He had never done these things before. Today, he was the only one in charge. He wanted to refuse, but he knew that if he really didn't accept this task, he would no longer be able to follow the little Gongzi in the future. Su Si gritted his teeth and finally nodded. "Okay, little Gongzi, don't worry. I will definitely take care of this matter. I will think about it and find pomegranate when the time comes." Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan didn't say anything else. They turned around and left. It didn't matter if they lost or gained. The main thing was that they wanted to see Su Si's ability. When the time came, they would be able to adjust their positions. A few days passed in the blink of an eye. It was the 15th of the first lunar month. Everyone was busy again. The firecrackers from Zhuangzi were sent everywhere. In the past few days, the number of people had increased by several times. The person in charge of selling firecrackers was Song Jinggong. On the same day, County Magistrate Chang Lingxiang of Sanshui County led a group of people to make preparations. They were ready to welcome the people who came to check and verify the auspicious signs. He actually made it into the top 10 of the newcomer list. If he is still here tomorrow, there will be 5 more chapters. Chapter 65. As the sun rose, the new lanterns were hung up. Early in the morning, some children hurriedly hung up the lanterns in their houses. They usually hung up the lanterns for 3 days. As long as the family still had some spare money, they would not casually extinguish the lanterns. Those with better craftsmanship would make their own lanterns. They would make them into various shapes, with colored paper pasted on the outside and oil lamps or candles inside. When night fell, they would hang them under the eaves or hold them in their hands. They would flow with the waves like stars entering the water. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan had changed into new clothes today. They got up early to cooperate with the family. The two of them had already spent 100 taels of silver today to make an iron bucket. "Xiao Hong, have the clothes we asked the tailor shop to make been delivered?" In front of Wang Wan was a large piece of paper that outlined the general layout of the Zhang family and Wang family. Wang Wan held a thin brush in her hand and pointed at the option next to it. The word, clothes, was written there. Xiao Hong, pomegranate, and cherries had already handed over the trivial matters to others. They all stood in front of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. 60% has been delivered. The remaining 40% will be delivered in 2 hours. All the servants of the Zhang family and Wang family in Zhuangzi have a total of 763 people. 763 sets of clothes and shoes are tailor-made. Not one person is missing. Xiao Hong was already used to the rules of the 2 young masters, so she took a step forward and answered. When they were taking measurements, they used the identities of the 2 village heads of the Zhang family and Wang family. They did not say that they were going to make clothes and shoes for the people in the village. These things were usually made at home. It was rare to order them from outside. Wang Wan used the brush to make a check mark behind the word clothes, and then asked Cherries, "Cherries, have you prepared a lantern and a roasted chicken for each family?" Cherries also took a step forward. There are a total of 234 households in the 2 villages. 234 lanterns and the same roasted chicken have been prepared and can be sent out at any time. In addition, each household's lantern can last for 3 days, and all the candles have been prepared. Wang Wan tapped on the back of the lantern. "Pomegranate, how long will it take to wrap the meat dumplings?" Replying to the young lady, "Each person has 10 big meat dumplings. Just now, we were short of 400 dumplings. Now, we have almost enough. 3,000 firecrackers for each household are in the storeroom." Pomegranate also stood out and replied. Thinking of the little young master and the little lady's spending today, she was so excited that her face was bright red. Wang Wan also tapped on this item. There was only one manservant left in the room, Huzi. Without waiting for Wang Wan to ask, Huzi began to speak. The 2 Zhuangzi have already dug pits to ensure that the torches will not fall down and cause a fire. There are a total of 790 pits and 790 torches. Everyone in the 2 Zhuangzi will have 1 each. The oil that has been mixed will ensure that the flames will not go out overnight. Good, everyone go and prepare. In the afternoon, distribute the items. Plug in the torches and light them up as soon as it gets dark. Wang Wan instructed, and the 4 of them left one after another. Only Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were left in the room. They still had to wait for Su Si to come back. The 100 taels of silver were not only spent on clothes, food and other things that could be used, but also on Su Si's side. "I heard that the person who came down this time has a bad relationship with Zhou Shihu's uncle. If he deliberately wants to cause trouble, have you thought of a way to deal with it?" Wang Wan put down the pen and asked Zhang Xiaobao, who was also holding a pen and writing by himself. Zhang Xiaobao was a little dissatisfied with his handwriting. It was much worse than Wang Wan's. After all, Wang Wan had been learning since she was young. In addition to the normal things that she learned in class, she also learned dancing, calligraphy, musical instruments, and other miscellaneous things. This was the gap between the rich and the poor. Even poor families had talented children. Every time one of them appeared, there would be a lot of news reports. It was as if these children were the most amazing. But in the end, the proportion of people who had a dominant position in society was still those who had been nurtured from a young age with knowledge in various fields. After a slight sigh, Zhang Xiaobao also put down the pen and rubbed his wrist. He gave Wang Wan a reassuring smile. "It's good that there are conflicts. The person who came down has to go back. There will be a time limit. If the relationship is good, they will help to hide it. If the relationship is not good, it will be the most difficult. That way, they will do things impartially. If the relationship is not good, it will be simple. That Sikong adjunct will verify the auspicious signs while looking for trouble with nephew Si Tsang. Then let him look for trouble. He has no choice but to look for trouble. Force him to focus his energy on suppressing Zhou Shihu and the county magistrate, and send a bunch of troublesome little problems to him. That's it? That's it? Then what if he wants to go to Zhuangzi on a whim while looking for problems?" Wang Wan always felt that this was a little unreliable. This did not seem to be the action of an international swindler like Zhang Xiaobao. She was in charge of the logistics of the 15th, and Zhang Xiaobao was assigned to deal with the people who came. When did he only have one idea? I haven't finished yet. I'm thinking about the details. Oh, that's more like it. Like I said, you are not Zhang Xiaobao if you only come up with one idea that is not guaranteed. Wang Wan was relieved. Zhang Xiaobao's hand flicked on his leg a few times. Song Jinggong has something to do. According to the information, military advisor Chen Yong and Chen Jinian like to pretend to be cultured. There are 3 big restaurants in Sanshui County. There is also a Luoshui River in the north. That river does not belong to our county, but it belongs to Luoshui County. A normal journey would take half a day. Let's think of poems from the later part of this era and write them down for Song Jinggong. Then, we'll take out some things that we don't have here and some new recipes. Let Song Jinggong hold Chen Yong back at the 3 restaurants and the Luoshui River so that he won't be willing to leave the brothels. You are so bad. Tell me, how many people did you corrupt in the past? Wang Wan understood as soon as she heard it. It was a simple and practical method. When she thought about how many high-ranking officials helped to cover up after they were cheated, she understood why. A fly never bites a flawless egg. Apart from this, we also need to fork out some money to let some people stop and cry out for justice. We need County Magistrate Cheng's cooperation. These are all trivial matters. Let Chen Yong enjoy the thrill of making decisions for the people. After he is satisfied, let the people send him gifts like silk banners. Invite him to the farmer's house to eat some farmer's food and enjoy the pleasure of being close to the people. If these are not enough, we will make him sick. I don't believe that he will have the time to care about us. Zhang Xiaobao said slowly. Wang Wan stared at Zhang Xiaobao as she listened. Bad, he was full of bad ideas. It was good that he was bad. With such a bad person, it would be much easier to live together in the future. Little young master, little miss, I am back. Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan had just finished discussing how to scheme against people when Su Si rushed in from outside. Usually, he would not be able to enter the courtyard as he pleased, but today was special. It's good that you are back. How did the matter go? Wang Wan was in charge of everything today, so Wang Wan opened her mouth to ask. It's done. This lowly one has already found the lion dancers. This time, there will be 50 of them. They will dance at the bridge. It will be lively for the whole night. This lowly one has also prepared some goods that are commonly used. There are also a few types of snacks that will be displayed at the bridge when the time comes. I am thinking that the goods tonight will not make a profit. As long as I can keep my capital, it will be fine. I did not discuss this with Little Miss and Little Young Master. If it is not possible, I will raise the price. Su Si had been very busy these past 2 days. The market was originally supposed to be held after the 15th day of the lunar month, but he unexpectedly held it until the evening of the 15th day. Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao only asked him to find people to perform the lion dance. When they heard Su Si's words, Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan were not unhappy. Instead, they smiled. Su Si saw the 2 children with innocent smiles. He felt that they were cute, but he was also a little scared. He was worried that he had done something wrong. Okay. Zhang Xiaobao said one word. Okay. Wang Wan also said one word. Su Si did not know what to do. Little Young Master and Wang Wan's expressions and words were a little wrong. Su Si, don't worry, it is indeed good. Since we have handed the market over to you, we will not care what you do. In a while, you can go to Xiao Bao's and my warehouse and choose something worth about 20 taels of silver. There are also a few snacks in the courtyard. If you can't eat them outside, you can go to the kitchen and find someone to make them. I want to make it on the 15th day of the lunar month so that everyone will remember it. Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao were very satisfied with Su Si. Su Si had an unusual talent for understanding business opportunities and consumer psychology. As long as he had the capital to do business for a few days, the market would naturally open. They would guide him more in the future as it would be of great use to him in the future. After receiving praise and authorization, Su Si gratefully left. The fatigue from the past few days seemed to disappear in the blink of an eye. He, Su Si, finally had a day where he could do big things. In the past, he had looked for the head of the Gu family to talk to him and give him some ideas. In the end, he was chased out. From then on, he was discouraged and obediently worked in the fields. Who would have thought that I, Susi, would finally find a good head? This is what it means to have trust. I heard that there was a powerful person in the past. What's his name again? I can't remember. He said that he would not doubt the people he used. Yes, I must make the market well and let the Gu family see that I, Susi, am not the Seago of the past. Susi thought about this in his heart and clenched his fists tightly. Just as he left the small courtyard of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan, he stopped and turned to face Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan's house and knelt down. He continuously kowtowed 3 times before he stood up and walked away with his head held high. Old man, look at that good grandson and granddaughter-in-law of yours. What do you think of their management methods? In another courtyard diagonally opposite Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan's courtyard, old Madame Fu smiled and asked old Master Zhang, who had also seen what Susi did when he left. Old Master Wei nodded. Yes, our Zhang family's generation is successful. Chao is a good daughter-in-law. She controlled the family well and even gave birth to a good grandson for us. In the future, we will enjoy a good life. Chapter 66. County Magistrate Cheng of Sanshui County was not as relaxed as Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. He had been waiting outside with a group of people for 3.5 hours. The snow had not melted yet, and the breeze outside made people feel cold from the inside out. County Magistrate Chang knew that the person who came this time was Chen Yong, the military advisor. He did not get along well with his colleague, Zhou Qiong. He was closer to Zhou Qiong because his nephew was here. They said that they would arrive around 7:15 a.m., but it was almost noon. Judging from the situation, they did it on purpose. County Magistrate Chang suppressed his anger and could only continue to wait here. There was a difference of 1 rank between them, and they were here for a specific purpose. If he really neglected them, they might report that they had neglected the auspicious signs. Sir, why don't you enter the carriage to warm up? I'll wait here. It won't be too late for you to come down when they arrive. Deputy County Magistrate Zhang Mingsheng saw that County Magistrate Cheng's expression was not good, so he softly persuaded him. County Magistrate Cheng wanted to go in and warm himself up, but when he saw Zhao Xiang next to him, he suppressed this thought. Zhao Xiang was the head of the department, so he still had some restrictions on him. Usually, the two of them had an average relationship, neither close nor distant. Fortunately, Zhao Xiang had never done anything bad. Usually, the registrar was very businesslike. Who knew if he would impeach him if he entered the carriage at this time? He stood so straight and did not speak, as if the weather was not cold. It was almost noon. Except for Zhao Xiang, who still had no expression on his face, the others were a little impatient. They stamped their feet one after another. Their feet were cold. From time to time, people passed by and knew that they were waiting for someone. Some people guessed that something auspicious had happened in Sanshui County. If it was on a normal day, they would watch from the side. However, today was the 15th day of the month, so they were all busy with tonight's matters. None of them stayed and left after seeing. After waiting for a quarter of an hour, a group of people finally appeared in the distance. There were people in the front with flags, and behind them was a carriage. This time they were right. They were here. The people of Sanshui County were moving around. They had to greet them later. As the group got closer, County Magistrate Cheng gave up waiting and led people to greet them. When the two sides met, County Magistrate Cheng opened his mouth first. The County Magistrate of Sanshui County, Chang Lingxiang, respectfully welcomes Lord Auspicious Sign Patrol Inspector and Commander Si Gong, Chen Yong. After a while, the door to the carriage was opened and a person walked out. It was none other than Chen Jinian, the Prefectural Minister of Merit, Chen Yong. When Chen Yong came out, there was no expression on his face. Wei nodded. County Magistrate Cheng, we were ordered to investigate the auspicious sign. The weather was bad on the way, so we were delayed. We will go and take a look. I heard that the auspicious sign came from Zhuangzi. Let's set off now." Hearing this, County Magistrate Cheng cursed in his heart. What bad weather! The 15th of August last year was a sunny day, so it should be the same on the 15th of January this year. You want to go to Zhuangzi? Dream on. There are cucumbers in Zhuangzi. Do you think I'll let you go? Although he thought so, he put on a humble smile and said, Lord Chen, the auspicious sign is no longer in Zhuangzi. It has been moved to a place on the bank of the Luo Shui River. If you want to see the auspicious sign, why don't you go there? Chen Yong, the prefectural minister of Narrate, was stunned when he heard County Magistrate Cheng's words. He didn't expect the people here to move the cucumbers so quickly. He originally planned to go to Zhuangzi. After all, Zhuangzi was full of ordinary people. As long as he didn't follow the etiquette well, he could impeach County Magistrate Cheng and say that he neglected the auspicious sign. But now that the cucumbers were moved here, he couldn't go to Zhuangzi. Otherwise, County Magistrate Cheng could submit a report and ask him whether he came to see the auspicious sign or Zhuangzi. Okay, then take me there. Seeing that he didn't use his first preparation, Chen Yong didn't say much. He nodded and agreed. They didn't even prepare to eat and went there. Although it was called the Luo Shui River, it was actually a tributary. It was different from the tributary where the carrots stopped. Ordinary people called it Little Luo Shui. People like County Magistrate Cheng didn't like to be called Little Luo Shui. Little Luo Shui was not as far away as the real Luo Shui, but it wasn't close either. After walking for more than an hour, they arrived at the place. They stopped and saw the place that was surrounded by cloth. This is the auspicious sign, the cucumbers? Chen Yong pointed and asked with a sullen face. Yes, Lord. Please take a closer look. Deputy County Magistrate Zhang Mingsheng answered at this time and led them to open the cloth. County Magistrate Chang Lingxiang, do you admit to your crime? Chen Yong didn't answer Deputy County Magistrate but stared at him and asked, What crime does Lord Chen want to convict me of? County Magistrate Cheng didn't smile at this time. You are here to find fault. Crime? What crime? Did you eat less cucumbers? The purpose of Chen Yong's visit was very clear. He wanted to leave the benefits of the auspicious sign to the county and find fault with the county magistrate. It would be fine if he didn't get punished, but he wouldn't get the benefits. Therefore, he had to convict Chang Lingxiang of a crime so that his merits could offset his demerits. Hearing Chang Lingxiang's question, he snorted and pointed to the river in front and said, Spring is coming and the snow melts. The river is rising. What is your intention to move the auspicious sign here? Do you want the river to wash away the auspicious sign and weaken the luck of our country? What he said was serious. If he really investigated, he would be beheaded. If it was someone else, he would have to admit that he didn't do enough. County Magistrate Cheng didn't care at all. Since they had offended each other, then let's face it. He also snorted. Chen Yong, you are the Deputy County Magistrate, not the Deputy County Magistrate. Do you know more about water conservancy? Could it be that there is no county magistrate in Sanshui County and you don't know how to control the flood? If you ask about water conservancy, you seem to have overstepped your authority. Do you want to be the provincial governor? Yes, then you can ask about everything. You don't have to slander me. Chen Yong was more frightened than he was just now. He had convicted County Magistrate Cheng, and the higher-ups wouldn't agree. He just wanted County Magistrate Cheng to take a step back. Now, County Magistrate Cheng accused him of a crime, which was even less serious. He just asked a question, but there were many people around him. If someone heard it and passed it to the provincial governor, he could imagine what would happen to him in the future. Moreover, not only would the provincial governor be unhappy, but the other 5 departments would also dislike him, especially the deputy county magistrate. If he got angry and said that he wanted him to be the deputy county magistrate, he would be in big trouble. While Chen Yong was still thinking about the consequences, County Magistrate Cheng said, Since Deputy County Magistrate Cheng wants to help manage the water conservancy, we will naturally help. We will send a report to the higher-ups and let Deputy County Magistrate Cheng take on the position of Deputy County Magistrate. I will have to trouble all of you to be a witness. The all of you he was talking about were the people who followed Chen Yong here. These people were not all in a group. They all had their own supporters and factions, and there were definitely people who opposed Chen Yong. County Magistrate Cheng, Brother Cheng, Brother and Ran, it's just a joke. I know that there is an auspicious sign in the land under Brother and Ran's jurisdiction. I am happy for Brother and Ran, but I am afraid that Brother and Ran will be negligent and disappoint the Emperor, so I am joking to remind Brother and Ran. Chen Yong didn't care about his face anymore. If he really let County Magistrate Cheng submit the form, the first one to suffer would be him. He had no choice but to give in. He even called out County Magistrate Cheng's name and called him Brother and Ran. A smile appeared on his face. As for what others thought, he couldn't care less. As Brother Genian said, "It's just a joke." Brother Genian, please come in and take a look at the auspicious sign first. County Magistrate Cheng had to take a step back at this moment. He had to confirm the auspicious sign first. He was also worried about how to stop this person who deliberately came to find trouble from going to Zhongjia Zhuangzi. This was really difficult to handle. If Chen Yong couldn't find fault here and insisted on going to the place where the auspicious sign was, what excuse could he use to stop him? Okay, Brother and Ran, please. Chen Yong needed to be patient and agreed with a smile. The crowd came closer and ordered people to roll up this piece of cloth. Immediately, a green color appeared in front of them. Many people ate the cucumbers sent by County Magistrate Cheng. When they ate the cucumbers, they had a different feeling. Now that they saw the cucumbers on the stalks, they had a different feeling. The weather was so cold, and the cucumbers were hanging on the stalks. Just looking at them made them feel festive. No wonder they were said to be auspicious signs. The crowd was looking at them. Just like the people in the county, they all wanted to pick one of the cucumbers themselves. They didn't even wash it. They rubbed it and took a bite. The taste was definitely different. Everyone, please take a look. These are the cucumbers that didn't bear cucumbers. But a few days ago, some of them had already borne cucumbers and withered. Some of them are still growing. This one, when I came to see it yesterday, it was only 2 inches long. Today, it has grown to 3 inches. Our dynasty's new policy, so the auspicious sign appeared. County Magistrate Chang Lingxiang introduced it to the crowd. The crowd quickly nodded and said yes. No one dared to say anything. According to County Magistrate Cheng, the auspicious sign appeared in the 2nd year of Kaiyuan. Of course, it was the new policy. Chen Yong originally wanted to find fault with it, but after hearing County Magistrate Cheng's words, he had to give up. Now that the auspicious sign had appeared, even if it was decided, someone had suggested to take some away. County Magistrate Cheng had also agreed. When the time came, who knew how many of them would still be alive? Who cared who wanted to use this to seek an official career? It was fine as long as they could protect themselves. Since the matter had been decided, it was time to eat. Everyone was hungry. County Magistrate Cheng originally wanted to arrange for them to stay at the Waterview restaurant, but before he could say anything, Song Jinggong ran over, panting. He had just arrived on a horse. Just now, he had gone to contact Thousand Tasting Town's water restaurant. That restaurant was opened by someone from elsewhere. Not only was he willing to arrange a place for them, he didn't even want a single copper coin. Zijin, why are you in such a hurry? County Magistrate Chang saw that Song Jinggong was in such a hurry, and his heart tightened. Sir, this student will listen to your instructions. I have already booked a place at Thousand Tasting Town's water restaurant, Song Jinggong replied respectfully. Oh right, it's like that. If Zijin hadn't mentioned it, I would have forgotten. Everyone, the place to eat has been chosen. Why don't we go together? County Magistrate Chung heaved a sigh of relief and called everyone to Thousand Tasting Town's water restaurant. Chapter 67. County Magistrate Cheng took the lead and led the way. At the same time, he gave Deputy County Magistrate Zhang Mingxing a look. Zhang Mingsheng and Wei Wei nodded to show that they understood. They followed behind the group and found Song Jinggong. "Young Master Song, is there any change?" Zhang Mingxing was not in a hurry. He felt that since Song Jinggong had arranged the place, it meant that he was prepared. He pulled Song Jinggong behind him and asked softly, "Yes. This time, no matter what, we have to keep them here. When the time comes, they will leave," Song Jinggong said softly. "But how do we do that? I think that Chen Yong did not come with good intentions." "It's simple. You just have to do this." Song Jinggong told them all the methods that Zhang Xiaobao had taught him. He was also impressed. His young master was really amazing. Zhang Mingxing did not have much contact with Song Jinggong. Occasionally, he heard that there was a master guiding Song Jinggong. Since Song Jinggong was here today, Zhang Mingxing felt that he must have something to do with that master. He listened carefully and wanted to know what that master had come up with. The more Zhang Mingxing listened, the more surprised he became. In the end, he opened his mouth and did not even care about the cold wind pouring into his stomach. When he finished listening, Song Jinggong hurriedly took 2 steps forward. Only then did Zhang Mingsheng react. He thought to himself, "It is indeed extraordinary. No wonder the county magistrate said that he would protect the manor's recipe no matter what." It turns out that he was not afraid that the recipe would be leaked, but was afraid that the master would be angry. Thinking of this, he looked with pity at Chen Yong, who was still walking in front of him and chatting cheerfully with the county magistrate. He shook his head and followed them. He wanted to find an opportunity to tell the county magistrate about this matter. After all, this involved some of the county magistrate's circumstances. For example, the county magistrate had to be prepared for some of these things. The group of people did not take a carriage. They just walked slowly. It was as if they were competing for patience and determination. It was also as if they were using this time to think about their future. When the crowd arrived at the entrance of Thousand Tinge Town's Water Tavern, 50,000 firecrackers were set off. Chen Yong and the others who did not know what was going on were so scared that they did not even dare to take a step forward. Even after the firecrackers were set off, everyone's ears were still ringing. "County Magistrate Cheng, what is this? Why is there such a big commotion? Could it be that someone wants to harm auspicious sign?" Chen Yong shouted at County Magistrate Cheng with all his might. In fact, he was asking if anyone would harm him. "Don't worry, sir. These are called firecrackers. They were made by a businessman for festive occasions. They can also be used to guard houses, just like the firecrackers that were set off on the 30th, County Magistrate Cheng explained tactfully. The people led by Chen Yong immediately understood. It turned out that this thing had so many benefits. Before Chen Yong could open his mouth, a person beside him interrupted and asked, "County Magistrate Cheng, could it be that firecrackers are only found in your county? I have never heard of them anywhere else. They are indeed extraordinary. Just the sound alone is much louder than that of firecrackers." "That's right. This item is only available in this county. If you want to take some back, this official will prepare for it." County Magistrate Cheng knew that the other side did not care if the news of the firecrackers spread. They were still counting on this to make money. The more people who knew about it, the better. However, he still did not say who it was. He only said that it was a businessman. He was afraid that these people would want to see it. After hearing what he said, Chan Yong and the others were also tempted. They were not doing it for festive occasions, but for other purposes. Chen Yong also spoke. "County Magistrate Cheng, how much are these things worth? If they are too expensive, we can't accept them. It's a waste of money and manpower." "Don't worry, sir. These firecrackers are cheap. The one we heard just now was 50,000 sounds. This county has prepared 200,000 sounds this year. We will set them off today. The 15th of this year will be a full moon. At that time, I hope all of you can enjoy the lanterns and enjoy with the people." County Magistrate Cheng replied. He still did not say how much the firecrackers were. He did not know how much the Zhongjia Zhuangzi wanted to sell them. He was afraid that if he set the price, they would not be able to sell them at a high price. Chen Yong and the others did not ask any more. If the county magistrate said that it was cheap, then it was cheap. If it was expensive, then it would be cheap. However, these people had set a high price for the firecrackers in their hearts. They thought that the 50,000 sounds they had just burned would cost at least a few taels of silver. Under the invitation of the restaurant owner, they went up to the 3rd floor. The tea was served first. Without them saying anything, the restaurant started to serve the dishes. First, 8 cold plates were served. The wine could be drunk once it was warm. Among them, there was a dish of cucumber mixed with shredded mushrooms. The main reason was that the restaurant could not find the golden mushroom. While they were eating, the hot dishes were served one by one. There were 3 dishes of cucumber alone. They were stir-fried dried bamboo shoots with cucumber, fried river snails with cucumber, fried egg with cucumber, and cucumber soup with cucumber. Apart from cucumber, there were also quite a lot of carrots. There were a total of 4 dishes, 2 of which were meat and 2 of which were vegetables. The rest of the dishes were made with dried vegetables. There was not a single meat dish on the table. This was what Zhang Xiaobao had instructed before Song Jinggong came. After the new year, everyone was only eating meat. No one wanted to continue eating. Only light dishes were delicious. In fact, this was also the case. Everyone sat at a few tables. Before the hot dishes were served, the first thing they ate was the cucumber. After a mouthful of cucumber and shredded mushrooms, the cucumber was smooth and refreshing. There was a delicate fragrance in the mouth. It was better than the cucumber they ate. This was freshly picked cucumber. When the hot dishes and carrots were served, everyone was stunned. None of them dared to eat. What was this? County Magistrate Cheng had no choice but to introduce them. My lords, this is called carrots. It is the food of the Fan Gang. It tastes good and is good for the body. I still have some left. My lords can take some back to taste. After that, County Magistrate Cheng ate a piece of carrot first to prove that there was nothing wrong with it. With him taking the lead, the others were naturally relieved. One by one, they began to eat freely. Seeing that they were about to be unable to eat anymore, another waiter removed the other dishes and replaced them with some dried fruits. Most importantly, there was also a large plate of sliced cucumber strips. In front of everyone was a plate with something that smelled fresh on it. County Magistrate Cheng had never seen this thing before. He glanced at the waiter. This waiter was also smart. He whispered in County Magistrate Cheng's ear, "This was brought by Child Song just now. It is called shrimp sauce. My lords, dip it into the cucumber and eat it. In a while, the chili sauce will be served. There are 2 kinds of sauces and 2 flavors." Okay. County Magistrate Cheng nodded. He was satisfied with the waiter's cleverness. When the waiter left, he picked up a cucumber and dipped it into the plate in front of him. When he raised it to his mouth, he said, "My lords, this is shrimp sauce. It is specially dipped into auspicious cucumber. It is fresh and delicious. Why don't you try it?" After someone demonstrated, the others followed suit. It was not that they were afraid of being poisoned, but they were afraid that they did not know how to eat it and would be seen as a joke. When they ate it one by one, they found that it was indeed different. The taste was good. Those who were originally full had an appetite again. They sipped the wine and ate at the same time, saying something that would not cause any conflict between them. This was also arranged by Zhang Xiaobao. In order to stall them, Zhang Xiaobao had taken all the details into consideration. The alcohol content of the wine here was not high, but it took up a lot of space. After drinking it, their stomachs were full. In fact, they were not full at all. In this case, they had to give them time to digest and expel the water. Good, this auspicious shrimp sauce is delicious. It doesn't smell fishy just by smelling it. But after dipping it into the auspicious sauce, a salty and fishy smell will come out as soon as it enters the mouth. This feeling will disappear in a flash, and then it will be refreshing and delicious. It is better than just smelling the shrimp sauce. What do you think? After one person finished eating the cucumber with shrimp sauce, he praised it. The others only thought that it was delicious, but after hearing what he said, they all agreed. Then the chili sauce was served. This chili sauce was also brought by Song Jingong. It was specially made and was more spicy. Once it was spicy, it felt good. A large plate of cucumber was served, but it still did not last long and was eaten up. They also drank a lot of wine. The water could be expelled. Usually, if there was nothing wrong with a person's body, the wine would not be expelled. Instead, it would enter the blood and slowly accumulate. At that time, there would not be many people who could still think about doing things. This meal was deliberately chatting for 4 hours. They could not do anything else. They just wanted to sober up a little and see how San Shui County's New Year's Eve would be. While County Magistrate Cheng and the people who came down were eating, Zhongjia Zhuangzi's side was also eating. Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Wan's bodies could no longer rely on breast milk. The two of them took the initiative to stop breastfeeding. They ate the main meal together. The most they ate was chicken cakes and some cooked meat porridge. Everyone in the courtyard knew that the two little ancestors had a big appetite and were often hungry. There were people in the kitchen 24 hours a day. Before lunch, Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Wan each ate 3 lambs made with eggs. They walked outside for half an hour and then came back to eat lunch. The thick rice porridge, the chopped pork knuckles, and some cucumber and garlic sauce were the two people's lunch. This time, Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Wan ate slowly, especially the meat. They had to chew more. If they were just growing up, they would not eat so much. The protein content was too high. But the two of them were calculating all day. Not to mention learning, they also had to manage their own money. Their brain power was very high. Xiaobao, everything is ready. When it's Yusha, should we send the things personally or ask someone to do it? Wang Wan drank the entire bowl of porridge in front of her. She was a little full, so she leaned against the table and asked, "Let my mother do it. It's not suitable for us to do it. I don't know how County Magistrate Cheng is doing. It's the 15th day of the first lunar month. It's so tiring." Zhong Xiaobao was also full and complained. On the 15th day of the first lunar month, some children felt that time was passing too slowly. Some felt that it was too fast. Seeing that it was Yusha, Zhang Wang clan personally led a group of people outside. These people all had a lot of things in their hands. Recommend a book. Wang Daoji's Model Hegemony. A very good book. Don't give it to him. Give it to me. Chapter 68. The people in Zhongwang and Zhuangzi were busy with their own matters. Just like how they were unaware of the Zhang family's matters, the people in the Zhang family's courtyard were also unaware of the matters that they were busy with. The Zhang Wang clan led her people and prepared to go to the house of the oldest Zhang Shang, who was the closest to them. Old Zhang Shang was 65 years old today. He had a son and 2 daughters at home. His wife passed away early, and he had a 9-year-old grandson. The Zhang Wang clan wanted to go to his house first to give him the things he wanted. However, before she could reach the house, a group of people appeared in front of her. The Zhang Wang clan was not afraid. It was not easy to hurt her in Zhongjia Zhuangzi. She waited for the group of people in front of her to come closer. When they saw who it was, the people around the Zhang Wang clan heaved a sigh of relief. Just now, they almost shouted at the whole of Zhuangzi. As long as they shouted, there would be people coming to help. The person in front of them was actually the person that the Zhang Wang clan wanted to see first, Zhang Sheng. There were many people behind him, and each of them was holding a lantern. It looked like there were many of them. The lanterns were all covered with red paper. When the two parties met, before the Zhang Wang clan could say that she wanted to go to Zhang Shang's house, old Zhang Shang waved his hand, and the people behind him all came forward with lanterns. "Madam, where are you going?" Zhang Shang asked with a hunched back. "I'm going to visit the village. I originally wanted to go to Uncle Zhang's house first. Uncle Zhang, what are you? The Zhang clan was confused. Why were all these people gathered together? Madam, we are all indebted to the main family, and we don't have much money to repay them. It's the 15th day of the first lunar month, and we have 106 people in Zhuangzi who do some work, so each of us made a lantern for the main family. I made 2 more lanterns, so the total is 108 yuan. It's auspicious, and it's just the right time to give it to the main family. Hearing this, Zhang Wangshe stood there and did not speak for a long time. It was not until the people next to her softly called her that she took a deep breath and said, Uncle Zhang, it just so happens that my yard still lacks lanterns. Thank you, fellow villagers. The things you gave to the village have been accepted by the village. Now, I also want to give something to the villagers. As the Zhang clan spoke, she waved her hand, and the people in the yard came forward with the items in their hands. She gave the items to the 100 people first, and then the rest of them went to each house to deliver. Uncle Zhang, these are the clothes and shoes for your family of 6. This is a chicken, and I picked the biggest one for you. These are the lanterns and candles, and these are the yuan shao and firecrackers. There are so many things, and you can't carry them all. Let us deliver them to you. This time, Xiao Hong followed the madam out and asked the people who were pushing the wheelbarrow to come forward and give the items to Zhang Sheng. After a while, they realized that Zhang Sheng couldn't carry them all, even if the lanterns were made of foldable silk cloth. These things, madam, are you giving these things to me? Zhang Sheng had lived for so many years, and he was quite knowledgeable. When he saw the people in the main house carrying things and pushing the wheelbarrow, and the things piled up on the wheelbarrow like a small mountain, he immediately understood. It's not a gift. It's a festival, and everyone wants to be happy. At the bridge, there will be a lion dance and some things will be sold. Those things are cheap, and when the time comes, everyone will go and watch the show. Originally, I wanted to tell them one by one. The Zhang clan tried hard to control herself, and tried to make her tone as calm as possible. She had never seen a village take the initiative to send things to the main house. Other than handing over grain, if you want the village to do anything, you need someone to find them. Looking at the 108 lanterns in front of her, the Zhang clan felt that her heart was lit up. The surrounding villagers were also listening. When they heard that there was a lion dance, they knew that it was the main house who paid for it. Otherwise, why would there be a lion dance here? The roasted chicken, the silk lanterns, the clothes, and so on, how much money did the main house spend? The people on both sides didn't know what to say, and they were all stunned. Pomegranate, who was following behind, calmed down under the guidance of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. She said, Madam, why don't we go to each house together? 2 hours is enough. The Zhang clan looked at Pomegranate, and nodded her head approvingly. She said, That's even better. Villagers, accompany me to each house first, and then we'll send the lanterns to the main house. Under the guidance of the Zhang clan, the crowd walked to Zhang Shang's house, put down the things, and then went to the next house. She also told the villagers to go to the bridge, and the villagers all knelt down and kowtowed. To be able to follow such a master, their lives were worth it. After sending the lanterns to the last house, the Zhang clan returned to the main house with the 108 lanterns. She emotionally told the old madam and the old master about what happened today. Naturally, the old madam of the Wang clan went to Zhuangzi. At the same time, Zhangjia Zhuangzi's cherries and Huzi also followed. These 2 Zhuangzi villagers seemed to have discussed it beforehand, and the Wang clan's Zhuangzi villagers also sent the 108 lanterns, which made the old madam of the Wang clan cry a lot. When the time came, everyone in the 2 Zhuangzi villages came out. Each family carried a silk lantern, and everyone was wearing new clothes. As long as it was a woman, no matter if it was a child or an old lady, they all wore light green clothes, while the men wore gray. The servants of the 2 courtyards also changed their clothes. The women were all dressed in red, while the men were all dressed in white. It was very eye-catching. Before the villagers arrived at the bridge, the torches buried in the Zhuangzi villages were all lit up. The 2 Zhuangzi villages were brightly lit, and together with the full moon in the sky, they shone like stars. Some of the villagers even counted the number of torches. When they finally finished counting, they found that the torches were the total number of torches in the two Zhuangzi villages, 790 torches. When these people arrived at the bridge, they saw that the bridge was also brightly lit, dancing with the wind. Many stalls were set up there, and the lion dancers were already prepared. This made the place lively. The villagers in new clothes looked around and picked what they needed. The sound of firecrackers could be heard. These firecrackers were paid for by Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Wan. They were distributed to each family, and they would set them off when they returned home. Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Zhuangzi villages were making such a big commotion on the other side of the river, so it was impossible for the Gu village's Zhuangzi village not to know. Those people also wanted to come out at night with their lanterns, but they saw that the other side of the river was as bright as day, and the sound of gongs and drums was non-stop. Gu village's people curiously walked towards the bridge. When they arrived, they did not know what to say. Lion dance. There was actually lion dance. How many years had it been since they last saw it? When they looked at the people on the two Zhuangzi villages, they were actually wearing the same clothes, and the lanterns were made of silk. Xiao-san, do you see that? That is the Zhuangzi of the Zhong Xiaobao and Wang Zhuangzi. It seems that other than the gifts given by the two families during the New Year, they also gave them the same gifts on the 15th. New clothes, new shoes, silk lanterns, and torches on the Zhuangzi. Sigh. A person said to the child next to him, and in the end, he could only sigh. Xiao-san nodded obediently. I know. Their lives are better than ours. Isn't Seago just over there? Other families can just buy it with money. When will we be able to do the same on the Zhuangzi? The others looked at the other end of the bridge enviously. They only looked, but did not dare to go over. It could be said that they had mixed feelings. Wu family's boy, 7th aunt, since you are all here, hurry up and come over. I have set up a market here. The things are cheap. These days, we are not making money. Just buy whatever you like. There is also a lion dance. At this time, Seago of the Gu family came out. He was wearing white silk clothes and a stone crown on his head. His waist was not as bent as before. From his face, one could see that he was a bit chubbier. His smile never changed. He pulled a few people's hands and led them to the other side of the bridge while talking. These people did not want to go over, but they could not resist the lively atmosphere and Seago's enthusiasm. They followed Seago to the other side of the bridge. After a while, they got used to it. They watched the various performances while looking at the stalls to see if there was anything they wanted. They randomly picked up an item and asked. The price was really too low. With someone taking the lead, the other people of the Gu family also came over and looked around. Suddenly, they saw the heads of the Zhong Xiaobao and Wang family all come out. They were laughing and laughing with the other villagers. The old lady from the Zhong family was sitting with an old lady from a village. She was watching the lively scene in front of her and chatting. From time to time, she would laugh a few times, revealing her two missing teeth, which didn't make people feel that she was ugly at all. The commotion of the Zhong Xiaobao and Wang family was so big that it naturally alarmed the main family of the Gu family in Zhuangzi. Gu Yingxi heard the noise outside and was puzzled. He was enjoying the moon and drinking with his family. He ordered someone beside him, go over there and take a look. What is going on? Go, who had been waiting on people, obeyed the order and went out. He was also curious. When he got to a place where he could see the situation, his mouth opened wider and wider. It was so lively over there. He pinched himself hard to see if he was dreaming. The pain made him understand that everything was real. Was this still the most remote Zhuangzi in Sanshui County? Perhaps the county of Sanshui County was also like this. Ergo's legs seemed to not be controlled by his body and moved forward little by little. When he saw that there were people on Zhuangzi on the other side of the bridge, his legs moved even faster. Ergo, you are here too? Come over here, I have prepared delicious food. Look today, everywhere that has the signboard of the Zhong Xiaobao and Wang family, you can eat as much as you want. Come, let's drink a bowl together. You have to pay for the wine yourself. I will pay for it. Ergo nu ergo. He was usually quite good. When he saw that Ergo had come, he quickly came over to pull him over. Ergo could not control himself and was pulled to a small table by Susi in a daze. 2 stools were placed on the table and he was pressed to sit down by Susi. 2 dishes were placed on the table. He did not know that these 2 dishes were called spicy pig ears and dried black sea phoenix skin. Chapter 69. He watched as Go poured him a bowl of wine and toasted him. Susi followed suit and downed half of the wine in one gulp. After the wine entered his stomach, he finally woke up. He remembered that his master was still waiting for him, so he didn't dare to eat the food on the table. He stood up and prepared to leave, but after hesitating for a moment, he turned back and downed half of the wine in the bowl before running away. During the entire process, Dog 4 didn't say a word. However, Dog 4 could see gratitude and envy in Dog 2's eyes. He knew Dog 4. When they were begging and wandering together, the only difference was that he had signed a land deed, while Dog 2 had signed a life deed. After some thought, Fourth Hound decided to go to Zhang Xiaobao's place. When he saw the young master and the young lady obediently keeping their family company, he was a little scared and didn't dare to approach them. After a moment of absent-mindedness, he seemed to see the look in Ergo's eyes when he left again. He turned around, drank another bowl of wine, and once again went to the main house. With a plop sound, Susi didn't say anything and knelt down in front of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang Wan. Susi, what happened to you? Did you drink too much? If you can't drink, then drink less. Remember not to drink so much in the future. It's a waste of time. Huzi, help him up. Zhang Xiaobao was about to say to his parents, thousands of flowers blossom in the night of the east wind. Thousands of trees. Thousands of people looking for it. When he was interrupted by Susi, he looked at Susi who was kneeling in front of him and couldn't understand what was wrong with him. He thought that he might have drunk too much. It wasn't strange for drunk people to do anything, so there was no need to blame them. Young master, I didn't drink too much, Susi said as he blocked Huzi who was helping him up. I know. That's what people usually say when they drink too much. Which mental patient would say that they are not in good spirits? Zhang Xiaobao muttered in a low voice. Wang Wan knew what Zhang Xiaobao was saying from his lips. She glanced over and said to Susi, Susi, if you have something to say, just say it. Don't be like this. Today is the 15th day of the first lunar month. Let's have some fun together. Thank you, young lady. This little one has something to ask of the young master and young lady. Susi felt that he was being a little too unreasonable, but he had to say it. What's the matter? Don't be anxious. Speak slowly. Get up first. Huzi, can't you even help a person up? Don't you agree, Xiaobao? Wang Wan didn't like others to treat her this way. She asked about Huzi and then asked Zhang Xiaobao. Yes. Get up and speak. Everyone is happy today. You, Susi, are doing things for Zhuangzi. Your matter is Zhuangzi's matter. Hurry up and get up. Zhang Xiaobao also spoke. Huzi couldn't keep his face anymore. He used his hands to lift Susi up. Huzi was a guard, so Susi wasn't a match for him at all. Speak. What happened? Did you lose money or were you cheated? Forget it if you lost money. Remember this lesson in the future. If you are cheated, tell me who cheated you and I will make him regret it for the rest of his life. Zhang Xiaobao felt that Susi seemed to have suffered some kind of psychological damage. Words came out of his mouth one by one. His words were only understood by his family and the people in the courtyard. The person who believed in these words the most was Wang Wan. If someone really cheated Susi, he should pray to all the gods in the east and west. Susi calmed down a little. When he heard the little lord's words, he lowered his head and said, Little lord, I beg of you. Please get Gu Zhuang's heir go out. I know heir go. He is obedient, sensible, and loyal. When I was begging for food, Ergo helped me a lot. Gu family. Ergo. Susi, who are you talking about? Wang Wan was puzzled. Susi didn't come here for her. Replying to the little miss, it's a person who signed a death contract with the Gu family. He came over just now. This little one invited him to drink, but he left in a hurry. This little one knows that he came from the Gu family to see the situation here. Maybe it was because Susi and Ergo had been together for a long time and understood each other. When Ergo came, Susi knew why he came. Wang Wan nodded and didn't say anything. She looked at Zhang Xiaobao. Zhang Xiaobao also didn't know how to get a death contract. He looked at Susi and asked, "How do you get your brother out?" Susi hesitated for a while, but he didn't dare to open his mouth. At this time, Jiang Wang clan, who was holding Zhang Xiaobao, said, "If you want to redeem the person who signed the death contract, you first have to compensate him for all the expenses he spent in that place. You also have to give him the money he earned from selling himself. It's calculated on a monthly basis." "Oh, thank you, mother. So it's like this. If it can be solved with money, then it's simple. Susi, how much does it cost to get your brother heir go out?" Zhang Xiaobao thought that it would be troublesome, but he didn't expect that it could be solved with money. Wang Wan was also not anxious. She knew what kind of person Zhang Xiaobao was. As long as it was a problem that could be solved with money, it was not a problem. Susi was worried about the money. It was too much. When he heard the young master's question, he cowardly replied, "About 70 to 80 taels of silver. At that time, there were 3 of us. One of us died of illness. Ergo wanted to bury his brother, so he sold himself. It might be more than that. Young master, I am willing to sign a death contract with you. I don't want a single copper coin. You can write as much as you want on the death contract." As Susi spoke, he actually started to cry. "Why are you crying? Isn't it just a small amount of money? Susi, take 100 taels of silver tomorrow and send it to the Gu family. Buy your brother out. Don't cry in front of me. First, settle this market for me. In the future, I will let you do other things. Remember to learn how to write and calculate." Many villagers were looking at them. At this time, Zhang Xiaobao had no other choice. He had to let people know that he was willing to pay any price for his people. In fact, even if there was no one else, Zhang Xiaobao would still do the same. Talent was hard to come by. This Susi's brain was good enough. Wasn't it just 100 taels of silver? If he wanted to earn it back, he could earn it back. Some talents could not be cultivated. After hearing Zhang Xiaobao's words, Susi was stunned. The surrounding villagers were also stunned. Even the relatives of Zhang Xiaobao and Wang family did not know what to say. The only one who was not moved was Wang Wan. Seeing that the surrounding people were silent, Wang Wan opened her mouth and said, "Susi, did you not hear Xiao Bao's words? If you want to repay him, you have to do more things in the future." Plop. Susi knelt down again. No one knew where he got his strength from, but he forced Huzi to take a few steps back. "Little Lord, in the future, Ergo and I will be your cows and horses. If you want to beat us, you can beat us. If you want to scold us, you can scold us. Even if you want to beat us to death, we will not hide." Susi really did not know how he could repay the little lord. This time, Zhang Xiaobao jumped down from his mother's arms and walked in front of Susi. He reached out his hand to support Susi and said, "Susi, quickly get up. I found you. Just like the villagers in Zhuangzi, you are Xiao Bao's family. If my family is in trouble, how can I, Xiao Bao, not help? In the future, when I, Xiao Bao, am in trouble, I will also wait for my family to help." Susi did not dare to argue with the little lord. With Zhang Xiaobao's help, Susi stood up and looked at the child in front of him. He wiped his eyes and said, "Little lord, don't worry. If anyone wants to hurt you, I will protect you even if I have to die." "Me too." A villager suddenly shouted. The surrounding villagers who knew about the situation also shouted. For a moment, the scene was shocking. Zhang Xiaobao pacified them for a while before they continued to look for fun. Impressive, Comrade Zhang Xiaobao. You've bought these people's hearts. I think you should change your name to Napoleon. You're able to get so many people to work for you with just your charisma, Wang Wan said to Zhang Xiaobao with her lips when she saw that everyone had gone back to their own business. Napoleon? I know who he is. I, Zhang Xiaobao, was like this to my brother. My grandpa Dean said, I am a human, not a beast. I can't abandon everything for profit. Can a person without a soul still be considered a human? Zhang Xiaobao's heart was different from some people. When he heard Wang Wan's words, his face sank and he replied. Wang Wan did not expect Zhang Xiaobao's reaction to be so extreme. Thinking back to when he used her to exchange for the child, she had to admit that they could imprison Zhang Xiaobao, but they could not molest him. He might not be a good person in many people's eyes, but he was definitely not a bad person. Xiaobao, I was just saying it casually. Don't be angry. Wang Wan and Zhang Xiaobao were still communicating with their lips. Well, I won't accept your apology unless you let me kiss you, Zhang Xiaobao replied. Zhang Xiaobao, you're a hooligan. Be careful that I don't crush your lower part when you sleep at night. Wang Wan's small hands pressed against each other, making a pa-pa sound. Su Si had someone to rely on, so he went to other places to make arrangements. The other villagers were talking to each other in the Tu Zhuangzi. For a servant's wish, they were willing to spend 100 taels of silver. These were the two little ancestors of the Zhang family and Wang family. They wore new clothes, wore new shoes, held silk lanterns, and had meat dumplings, roasted chicken, and so on. All of this was because the Zhang family and Wang family had a new generation. All of the villagers realized that their lives would never be the same as before. What they saw and felt was the real life. They had to protect their young master and young lady. Master, I've asked around. The Zhang and Wang families found a lion dancer for the villagers on the 15th day of the first lunar month this year. They also gave them a lot of things, including clothes, shoes, lanterns made of silk, dumplings stuffed with meat. Ergo, who didn't know that he had been ransomed by his brothers, reported to Gu Yingxi as soon as he returned to Zhuangzi. What? The two families gave so many things to the villagers on Zhuangzi? Gu Yingxi, who was sitting calmly, stood up in shock when he heard Ergo's words. He looked in the direction of the Zhang family and Wang family in Zhuangzi and exclaimed, Yes, master. Not only that, all the people from the Zhang family and Wang family came out to celebrate with the villagers. Most of the people from our Gu family village also went over, Ergo continued. What? My people from Gu family village also went over? No, this definitely can't happen. Ergo, immediately call all the guards on Zhuangzi together. I will personally go and get them back. Gu Yingxi panicked when he heard that his people had also gone over. He was afraid that after the people from Gu family village found out about what happened over there, they would leave him. Chapter 70. Gu Yingxi panicked and let Ergo go first. He also went out and looked at the moon outside. He sighed. He originally planned to enjoy the moon and drink wine, but he didn't expect to be busy with this kind of thing. After walking 2 steps, Gu Yingxi saw that the other side of the bridge was brightly lit. If it wasn't for the fact that his village was there, he would have liked to enjoy the scenery. Beautiful, really beautiful. This time, the Zhang family and Wang family must have spent a lot of money. After walking for a while, Gu Yingxi finally arrived at the other side of the bridge. He thought that Ergo had already called everyone here and was waiting for him. He didn't expect that there was no one here. On the other hand, the other side of the bridge was very lively. Suppressing the anger in his heart, Gu Yingxi took a few steps forward. From time to time, the sounds of laughter, hawking, and shouting reached his ears. A special atmosphere appeared here, making him feel better unconsciously. Village Chief Gu, you also came. Quick, this way please. Gu Ringshi was looking around to see what his villagers were doing when Su Si came up to him. He was in charge of the market, so he naturally had to greet the villagers first. These 3 small Zhuangzi all had a village chief. Normally, this identity wouldn't be used. Gu Ringshi was stunned when he saw the person in front of him. He was about to politely greet him when he realized that the person in front of him was Go, who had just left a few days ago. Gu Ringshi's face immediately sank. Go, what are you doing here? Village Chief Gu, this Su is now working for Zhongjia Zhuangzi and is in charge of the market. Village Chief Gu, why don't you take a look around? Today, everything in the market is sold at the same price. In a few days, the price will increase. When Su Si heard Gu Ringshi call him by his nickname, he was less respectful. Gu Ringshi heard the change and was about to ask when he suddenly remembered that Go was no longer one of his villagers. He could only suppress his anger. What good things are here? Does my Gu family village lack such ordinary things? Village Chief Ji's words are reasonable. The Gu family's Zhuangzi are much wealthier than normal people, especially as the main family. Village Chief Gu, please take a look. This Su will go back and report to the master. Su Si still had a lot of things to do, so he didn't have time to accompany other people. Moreover, his status was slightly lower, whether it was as the head of the family or as the village chief given by the government. After Su Si left, Gu Ringshi felt even angrier. He didn't wait for someone from the Zhong family and Wang family to come. He went straight to the bustling area in front of him. He wanted to find Go first and ask him what was going on. Along the way, he hadn't found Go yet, but he did see a lot of villagers buying and exchanging things. All of them had joyous expressions on their faces. Normally, he would be happy to see villagers like this, but today, he wasn't happy at all. Wu family's Xiao San, what are you doing? Gu Ringshi finally couldn't hold it in any longer. He happened to see a farmer squatting there, talking and laughing with a stall owner. He took 2 steps forward and asked in a deep voice, "Master, you're also here. I'm exchanging some things here. Look, I just exchanged for a thimble. The one in my family can't be used anymore. Today, the things here are cheap, so I used a salted duck egg to exchange for a thimble and 2 rolls of thread, 1 black and 1 white. Look, that's it. When I go back, I'll mend the clothes that I accidentally tore. Those clothes are my best ones, so they look decent." Wu family's Xiao San didn't seem to feel the anger of the head of the family. He raised the things in his hands and spoke happily. When he glanced at the Zhong family and Wang family's villagers, he revealed a trace of envy. They were all wearing new clothes, and the cloth was much better than what he was wearing. It was a gift from the head of the family, and it was tailor-made. Gu Ringshi was stunned. With the help of the surrounding lights, he saw the expression in Wu family's Xiao San's eyes. He originally wanted to scold him, but in the end, he didn't say anything. He looked at the villagers of the Zhong family and Wang family. Their clean and tidy clothes were eye-catching. Then he looked at the lanterns made of silk cloth. There was an invisible kind of oppressive aura. When he compared his own villagers to these people, the difference was not just a little bit. "Village head Gu, I didn't expect you to have the time to come here. How is it? This market is not bad, right? In a few days, when the goods are ready, it will be convenient for the surrounding Zhuangzi to come here to buy and sell things. At that time, it will be even more lively." Just as Gu Ringshi was comparing, a voice suddenly sounded. Gu Ringshi looked carefully. It was the head of the Wang family in Zhuangzi. He couldn't treat him like how he treated Si Go, so he forced a smile. "So it's Village Head Wang. Village Head Wang and Village Head Zhang are very generous. I heard that this time, the 2 villagers of Zhuangzi received a lot of things from you. But if you want to collect taxes in this market, you have to report it to the government. It's not easy to deal with the government." "Collect taxes? What taxes?" Father Wang was stunned for a moment. Then he smiled. Village head Gu misunderstood. "I don't want to collect any taxes. With this market, it will be more convenient for everyone to buy and sell things. I also want to build a few houses here and set up some sheds. When the time comes, we can cook some food. People who come from afar can also rest here. The money earned from these things can be used to repair the surrounding areas. When summer comes, when there is a lot of rain, the river will flood. We can use this money to repair it. Also, the roads are the same. Village head Gu, why don't you join in? Oh, since village head Wang has plans, then let's do it first. My road is still okay, so I'm not in a hurry. Village head Wang also found a lion dancer for the villagers. In total, you must have spent a lot of money, right? There are many torches in the village, so it will be easy to go back at night. Gu Ringshi didn't want to work with the two Zhuangzi. He would have to listen to them when the time comes. He tactfully refused and talked about other things. Father Wang didn't continue to talk about this matter. He followed Gu Ringshi's words and said, "It didn't cost much, only 180 taels of silver. It has been a year, and it hasn't been easy for the villagers. Let's be happy together. The torches are still okay. There are 790 torches. No more, no less. It's just the number of people from the Zhang family and Wang family. When the moon is full, people should be together. When the stars are dark, let the torches that represent the people from the Zhang family and Zhuangzi family light up the night sky together." After these words were said, the surrounding villagers who heard it quietened down. Some of the villagers from the Zhang family and Wang family felt a lump in their throat, and their eyes turned red. So this was the meaning of the torches. The main family was treating them as family. Yes, together. The gazes of the people from the Gu family's manner dimmed. In the past, everyone was the same and it was nothing much. Now that the Zhang and Wang families' manners were rich, they started to treat the villagers better. They celebrated the 15th day of the month together, laughed together, and lit up the night sky together. If it were them, they would be content with their lives. Gu Ringshi was also silent. He didn't have the courage to call the villagers from his village back. He was afraid that if he did, the villagers wouldn't have the energy for this year's spring planting. He felt that he was inferior to village Wang, and the bustle here seemed to be far away from him. He thought for a while and said, "Village Wang, your village is really good. I'm also happy. You are busy. I still have things to do at home, so I'll take my leave first." After he finished speaking, he didn't wait for the other party to say anything and turned to leave. There was a trace of sadness between his eyebrows. But before he reached the bridge, Ergu came looking for him. "Master, I have something to discuss with you." "Ergu, where did you go? What is it? Say it." Gu Ringshi was not in the mood to scold Ergu, so his voice was much lower. "Master, this lowly one wants to redeem myself. Just now, this lowly one ran back from a small path and asked the housekeeper. The housekeeper said that this lowly one needs to take out 92 taels of silver. Do you agree?" Ergo asked carefully. Gu Ingshi was scared. At the same time, he knew why he couldn't find Ergu. He stared at Ergu and said, "Yes, the housekeeper said so. It's definitely true. Do you have 92 taels of silver?" Gu Ingshi smiled as he said this. "Is Ergu sick? It's a death contract." He dared to ask for 92 taels of silver. Ergu's face was full of joy. He took out a package from his bulging arms. After thinking for a while, he ran away again without even saying goodbye. This made Gu Ingshi, who wanted to leave, stay and wait for him. After a while, Ergo ran back, opened the package, and held it in front of Gu Ingshi. "Master, here are 92 taels of silver. Take a look. If you count correctly, can you return the deed to me?" Gu Ingshi looked at the heavy gray silver and his eyes widened. He only came back to his senses when Ergu asked again. "Ergu, where did you get the money?" "Sigo gave it to me. Sigo and I have been together since we were young. He is now in charge of the market of the Zhang family and the Wang family in Zhuangzi. He wants me to go and help." "Then where did he get the money?" "The master gave it to me. I heard Si Go say that he went to the master of the Zhong family and asked for 100 taels of silver. The master said, yes, Si Go is worth it. He has a good eye for money. 100 taels of silver is not much. I also think so. This market was built by Si Go in just a few days. Master, take this money and return my contract to me. I will work hard here in the future. I will not lose face for you. Si Go asked me to help him set the price. Ergu said and pushed the silver forward. He had just exchanged 10 taels of silver for 2 taels of silver. Who knew that the master would give him the remaining 8 taels of silver? You said that Si Go built the market by himself? And set the price? Good, good, good. Don't blame others but me. 100 taels of silver. It's worth it. It's really worth it. It's such a big stall. No wonder there is a price. Why didn't I think Si Go was so capable? He was let go for just 1 tael of silver. Gu Ringshi's eyes were full of confusion. His voice became softer and softer as he spoke. He lowered his head and bent his back. He knew how much work was needed to run such a big stall. He also knew how much benefit the Zhong family and the Wang family could get from setting the price. These were all done by Si Go, who he used to look down on. Forget it. Let's go. Let's all go. Ergu, come back with me. I will give you the contract. If there is a chance in the future, take care of Gu Zhuang's family. Gu Ringshi felt so tired that he didn't even want to walk. He told Ergu and walked back step by step. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.